Good evening, everyone, and happy Christmas Eve. And welcome to the third annual Radio Free Mormon Christmas Eve special. Can you believe it? The third annual special. Bill, how are you doing?
Excellent. Year number 3, and I'm grateful to have been part of all 3 of them. And this is going to be such a fun night. Congrats to you for doing this. I think it's such a big thing and such a joy for people to be able to enjoy Radio Free Mormon's third annual Christmas special.
Yep. And you know what really what humbles me? Not much. But what humbles me is this is the most special night of the year, in my opinion. It's a close, Halloween's a close runner-up, but okay, this is the most special night. And, people have families, Christmas Eve, and the number of people who leap to come on the show, to be here to wish all the listeners a Merry Christmas. And we want to wish a Merry Christmas to everybody in our viewing audience, but especially we have this show for those who may be alone or without loved ones or particular loved ones this year. This could be the first year, I don't know, or it could be for a long time. But that's not a good situation to be in. And at the end of the show, I'll tell you a story about why it is that I connect so much with that and why it is that we have this show. And hopefully we have a good time and we make a connection and we say, God bless us, everyone.
Amen.
All right. Well, if you don't have anything else to add, we can start with this cavalcade of stars.
Let's do it.
All right. So first up on the list is a fellow that needs no introduction, but his name is right there anyway. Brent Metcalf, how are you doing?
I'm doing well. I was going to say that my hair may need an introduction, but that's about it. So, yeah, I think that this is probably the longest that I've had my hair ever. So, anyway.
Well, it either needs an introduction or an intervention. And I know I'm throwing rocks in glass houses when I make hair jokes. So go ahead. Give me what you got.
No, we're good.
I would kill for that hair.
How are you folks doing?
Wonderful. Thank you. And Merry Christmas Eve to you.
Yeah, same to you.
And you are in the state of, don't tell me, Arkansas, right?
Yes, exactly.
Yes,
the one that's spelled Arkansas. That's how you have to remember.
That's how I pronounce it.
Yeah. Thanks for having me on. And do you mind if I make a couple of thoughts right at the beginning here? I've been thinking quite a bit about a controversy that's been going on regarding John DeLynn and his willingness to bring on other folks onto his show who are active LDS and to participate and share their thoughts and ideas of their path that they've been on. And I think that John has taken a lot of heat for this. And I'm one of those people who strongly feels that we're all on our own path. And I would never want to look at someone and put them down or downgrade them in any way simply because they don't believe the same way I do. I think that we need to look at folks with a bit more charity and grace, understanding, of course, and I want to make this really clear because I've said in the past that Mormonism is not a cult, it's a culture. But having said that, as time has gone on, my opinion has changed somewhat, where I would give a caveat at the end and say that it's not a cult, it's a culture, that your experience may differ. Because I think that there are a lot of people who feel pain for genuine pain for what they've gone through and being members of the church, the way that they feel that women have been marginalized, minorities have been marginalized, and so on. And I don't want to ever discount that. But I also feel like at the same time, and maybe not a but an and that is that, and I think that other people who feel differently than we do about Mormonism should also be given some semblance of, respect and grace and courtesy for what they believe. I don't feel the obligation to try and dissuade people from Mormonism. I feel like they need to make their own decisions for themselves. My interest is in scholarship. And what does scholarship say about Mormon documents? That's my whole interest. Everything else gets bracketed for me. So anyway, I just wanted to share that thought, but recognizing especially those of my friends who feel pained by the experience that they've gone through, and recognizing that up front and not trying to discount that by saying that I have a different view of how to approach the situation, because my view is not necessarily better than yours. It's just another view.
Yeah, because you say it's not a cult, it's a culture. On the other hand, I know people who would say it's not a cult, it's an effing cult.
Right. That's precisely my point.
Yeah,
Is
I
that we need
appreciate
to
that.
recognize that all of us are in very, very different places, and that's okay.
Well, we'll just wait for John Dehlin to catch up then.
Yeah, yeah. I look forward to hearing John's thoughts more as
Oh,
he interviews more people.
yes.
Um, I think John and I would agree on a lot and disagree on some points, but that's the whole point, right? Is that it's okay. But that's my thought anyway.
Well, thank you for sharing it. You have the
Yes.
platform. So, was there anything else you wanted to say, Britt?
No, no, I just want to wish everyone a happy holidays, a genuine happy holidays. Whatever your faith or non-faith may be, I hope that this is a season of giving and happiness for you, and that you find meaning in your own life the best way you can.
Thank you, Brent. Merry Christmas to you, my friend.
Same.
Did you see Dan Vogel? He said you look like Father Christmas.
Ha! Yeah, I'm right. I would prefer to consider myself looking more like an old master Jedi, but evidently that doesn't come to mind immediately for folks.
That's what I thought.
So, yeah.
It was either
But,
that or Rock Waterman.
oh man, you went there. Anyway,
You were warned.
yes, happy holidays to all of you.
Thank you, Brian.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Well, that was a lot of fun. Merry Christmas from Arkansas, of all places. Can you imagine?
Yeah, look at that. Brent Metcalf. And then next up from Arkansas, the Clintons.
Are they in Arkansas
I
this
think
Christmas Eve? I thought we were going further east to Florida to find an evangelical who likes to hang out with Mormons for some reason. Is that a correct description of you?
Yeah, I guess you could say that. I guess, but there are some evangelicals. My friends at the Mormonism Research Ministry don't think that I'm an evangelical, so I have to deal with that bullshit. But I'm not here to get angry and relitigate things. I'm here to celebrate the birth of our Savior, and I just want to thank, first of all, you guys for allowing me to come on your platform every Christmas Eve. And
Well, I
and
didn't want to, but Bill talked me into it.
I heard he vetoed you, so that's what I hear. But yeah, it's just been just give people an update. You know, last year, of course, I had the health condition where I went deaf, and I actually went from 0% hearing in this right ear, and then last April I got a hearing test, and it was 28% restored in word recognition. And then in July, I was listening to a podcast on my headphones, and I lifted up the good ear, and I was like, I think I can hear everything they're saying. So I contact my ENT and say, when can you get me in here? Because I'm thinking I had a breakthrough. Freaking, they did the same hearing test, 60% word recognition. I went from 0% to 60%. And this is what I'm grateful for the platform. Last week, I met with the regional manager of Texas Roadhouse, who's a Mormon. And every year, Texas Roadhouse has a fundraiser in February, and this year it will be February 2nd, to raise money for the American Tinnitus Association. 10% of all the profits go to that association, and they'll raise around $2 million this year. And so I've decided to help promote that. So here I have my Mormon connection. I got my ENT involved. And just by the way, do you know why Texas Roadhouse has an annual fundraiser for tinnitus research?
I'm wondering why they have a Mormon regional manager.
Well, I'll tell you why. Because the founder of Texas Roadhouse committed suicide because his tinnitus was so bad. And the reason why my tinnitus support group was started in Bradenton, Florida, was because my ENT, that was one of her clients. And they started the group because she lost 3 people to suicide because of this horrible condition called tinnitus. Okay. So I'm just grateful and thankful that now I can go and promote it and promote the tinnitus support group. That's the good that we can do, you know? And so I want to partner up with the American Tinnitus Association to help people be more aware about tinnitus. And folks, if you are suffering from tinnitus, there is hope. A lot of people, you know, look, the 3 people committed suicide. One of them went that my doctor was telling me, one of them went to Switzerland to go on one of those suicide machines to you know, that they have out there. So it's just crazy. So I just want to say I'm thankful because this year I was able to travel 3 times before I had trouble with ears and flying. So I flew out to the General Conference of the Church of Jesus Christ in April. That's where I finally met Chief Mitiga. Then the week later, I went to Mesa, Arizona, and got to attend the Easter pageant for the Church of Jesus Christ. And the chairman of the Easter pageant called me and gave me a personal tour of the facilities before it started. And I got to meet a bunch of the cast members, and it was great. And then 2 weeks ago, I got to fly to Detroit to meet Scott Wolter of the History Channel program, America on Earth, so he could look at those Michigan relics that he has always been so interested in. So it's just cool to be back doing this stuff again. And
we're so glad that you're here, and I'm glad that you're doing better. Steve Heinecker, by the way, Pynakker. For the longest time, I've been doing 2 N's and 1 K. That's how it is in my phone still, because it's just too much of a hassle to respell it. But it is actually 1 N and 2 Ks.
Yes, and my progressive friends back in the day used to joke, yeah, it's 2 Ks because 3 Ks would be too obvious.
That's funny. Funny friends. So give us the scoop, will you? Just take 3 minutes. Give us the real scoop on what happened with Chief Mitiga and why it is that he got thrown out of the Bickertonites.
It's a very complicated story, and there's a lot of behind the scenes things that happened. But Mitiga essentially, in one essence, excommunicated himself from the church when he went on a 4+ hour live stream, kind of attacking the leadership of the church. The church took some actions to suspend him from the church. This information was delivered to me, and I did my due diligence, and I reported that story. Mitiga and I have been in communication with each other, and he ended up coming on my program last week to talk about his new records, which, like I tell people, so this is a space.
Is he ever going to bring these out, or is he just going to talk about them?
No, that you can go to look for $9.99 a month. You can go to the iOS App Store or the Google Play Store, and you can access those records right now as we speak.
Have you done so?
No, but that doesn't mean that I don't have. Well,
and you're interested.
Really say, but let's just put it this way: I have my sources, so I get my information. So
I saw the first one, and I saw that it was it actually looked like a bark scroll. It had nothing to do with Mormonism.
I know. I think that we'll let I have people that are doing analysis of everything that's in there to see if they can detect AI or anything like that. So we're working on that. I got a couple people working on that. And again, I'm interested in hearing all the stories. Mitiga, look, it's anticipated there other records of other civilizations would come forth that would attest of Jesus Christ. That's part of Mormonism. And so I can't just immediately dismiss him any more than I can dismiss Matthew Gill and the Chronicles of the Children of Aronak that tell us the story of the history of Stonehenge. I tell Latter-day Saints, I mean,
I have no trouble dismissing them both.
What's that?
I have no trouble dismissing them both.
Well, but if I'm engaging the restoration, and if you're a Mormon who's asking me to engage the claims that Joseph Smith has made and the claims that the restoration is making, if I'm going to engage their claims, I'm going to say, well, yeah, but how can you dismiss Mitiga's records? How can you dismiss?
Because I've looked at them.
That's how I look at it.
Oh, me. Okay. Well, you can be engaged with the restoration. Just don't get married to it. Okay, Steve? I'll
try not to. I think I know too much, and I just love, but there's only one true fraud from Dan Vogo. Okay. I see Hellfire agencies in here too. Exmo Joe, glad you could join us tonight as well.
Hey, this is our live chat. Quit looking at our live chat.
So I just want to say I'm just so thankful for everything. And yeah, Mitiga's been an interesting cat, man. I mean, it's just, he is a character. We've had characters like this coming throughout the years. This isn't even the first time that something like this happened to the Bickertonite Church.
I think we had one found the church.
Well, that's how people look at it, right? I mean, if you're looking at it naturalistically, I mean, that's why I say, like, why would you want me to dismiss these claims when you got somebody a little over 200 years making the same claims? And so I need to look at it all, fairly. And that's how I don't discriminate against the claims made of the restoration. Look, it's like, bring it on. You think you're the one and mighty strong? All right, Davidic servant, tell me your story. Make your claim.
We prefer the one strong and mighty.
Oh, yes, one strong and mighty. Thank you very much. I always mix that one up.
Steve, thank you so much for coming on the show. I got you off on a track. I love your Santa hat.
Thank you.
And we wanted to have you on the show. You're a good friend, and we wish you the very best of this holiday season.
Thank you. And next holiday season, Mormon Book Reviews will be in a new studio. That's why we have an empty bookshelf. So we're excited about new developments happening here as well. Guys, Merry Christmas and have a Happy New Year.
Congratulations. Looking forward to seeing it. Okay. Talk to you later, Steve. Bye-bye. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas, Steve. Bye-bye.
Wow, that was an interesting conversation, especially about the what was that? There was a charity that he was promoting. I didn't get the name because I had trouble hearing it.
Say it. What's the question again? I was looking over at the other
name
monitor.
of the charity I had trouble hearing. What was it again?
The what?
Don't make me do this joke again, Bill.
The what you had
It
trouble.
wasn't good enough the first time.
Let's just move on then.
Okay.
Sorry.
Cut.
Yes.
We'll edit that part out. Let's see who is next on the list. Oh, we've got Phil McLemore in the studio.
Yep. And just FYI, you also have someone else down there below that I'm wondering if you intend to bring on or if you're waiting till a certain moment.
Oh. Hey, Phil, hang on a second, please. I'm so sorry. Hang on. We got somebody who's freezing in Missouri.
Hello and Merry Christmas. How are you guys?
I'm fine. Look, it's Rebecca Biblioteca, and coincidentally, Landon Brophy happens to be with her.
Coincidentally, that's it. And you know what? It's not freezing. It's like 78 degrees. I don't know what happened. I'm just wearing this so I look the part, but
You look like it's
so
freezing.
warm. We are in Branson, Missouri. That's exactly right. America's fun Christmas capital. And we just wanted to stream in really quick and wish everybody Merry Christmas.
Oh, thank you so much. Are you going to catch the Andy Williams show?
Oh, gosh, please. We're going to the Dolly Parton Christmas Stampede, okay?
Are you really?
Yeah, we really are.
Oh, that's going to be fun, I'm sure. I've never been, but I've heard that it's a blast.
Oh, I'll talk all about it on the newscast on Monday. So I looked at your guest lineup. It looks absolutely incredible. When Dr. John Lundwall comes on, he is going to share some pictures from a little weekend vacation that a Mormonish and Dr. Lundwall took together. So don't judge us too harshly if he shows pictures from the hot springs. Please be kind.
I was just wondering if you wanted to name all the other guests we're going to have on, since
yeah, I probably could, but I can't think.
We're trying to keep this a surprise as we go along, though.
Oh, I didn't know that. I had no idea. I am
Surprise.
so sorry.
Surprise.
Forget what I said. Nobody's coming on. No one at all.
There's
All
nobody
right.
here.
You guys have a fantastic rest of your night, and we'll keep we'll watch. We're gonna watch here from Branson.
Okay, thank you.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Have fun.
Bye-bye.
Merry Christmas.
Remember who you are. All right. So that was that was Rebecca Biblioteca and Landon Brophy. And we've got Phil McLemore. Ken Hutt.
Gentlemen,
How are you?
great.
Merry Christmas, Phil.
Merry Christmas.
How are you doing?
Doing great.
Good. The floor is
Yeah.
yours, sir.
What's that?
The floor is yours.
The floor is mine. Hey, listen, for the purpose of my comments tonight, I'm going to use the terms legend and mythology synonymously, with the caveat that the purpose of good mythology is always to point to a hidden or deeper reality. So here we go. I've had many heroes throughout my life, but the top two are my wife and my mother. And what I share about them tonight certainly isn't close to what makes them heroic for me, but here we go. There are several movies I enjoy watching every year. One of those is The Man Who Shot Liberty Valance. I watched it last week, as a matter of fact. It could have been called the legend of the man who shot Liberty Valance. If you remember at the end of the movie, the newspaper editor who learns the truth of the legend,
It was John Wayne, wasn't it?
it was John Wayne, but the
Totally
legend
John Wayne.
was that wimpy James Stewart had done it.
Yep.
But
Stewart.
anyway, the newspaper editor finally hears the truth, the fact about the legend, and he suddenly stands up and he rips up his notes and throws them away. And he says, when the legend becomes fact, print the legend. Well, yeah. Why? Because legends typically are more inspiring and exciting than the factual account most of the time. Most of the time. Anyway, my father passed away in 1958. He was 37 years old and I was 7. My mother never remarried and only had a high school education, and for many years struggled to find employment sufficient to support our family. The one thing my mother would not do was go into debt. And so my brother and I often didn't have things the other kids did just simply because she didn't have the money. However, somehow, miraculously, Santa showed up big every year. Every year. So when I was 10 years old, it was Christmas Eve. My mother sent us to bed. Of course, the charge is don't get out of that bed until I come get you in the morning. And anyway, I had to pee at 1 in the morning. And so I got up, went to the bathroom. And as I'm walking back to my bedroom, I thought, oh, I'll just take a quick peek to see if Santa has dropped anything off, and then I'll run to bed real quick. So I went out to the living room and peeked, and there was nothing there and nobody there. And as I was heading back to my room, I suddenly heard footsteps. I thought, dang, Santa's on his way. If he sees me, he's not going to leave anything. So I ran around behind the couch, just hunkered down, and then just waited. And I could hear movement and stuff, all kinds of noises, toys being set up and so forth. Well, anyway, I'm terrified, but after 30 minutes, it's like, I got to see what's going on out there. So I peeked my head up above the couch, and of course, it wasn't Santa, it was my mother. And it took her 2 hours to put things together and lay everything out. And I just laid back down there for that next hour and a half, processing what it was that was going on. And I knew she had these money problems, and here's all this stuff that's being put out. And it suddenly just all made sense that somehow she did this, and she did it every year in a big way for us. I later found her Christmas savings account bank book and realized that every month she was putting stuff in there to make it happen. I never saw my mother quite the same again. It was a real revelation of her devotion to us. And I would conclude that by saying her love for us was greater than the Santa mythology. This is a case where the fact was better than the legend. Fast forward 25 years, Kim and I married in 1977, and I adopted her 3 daughters who were 4, 3, and 1. And at that time, and it was the same time that I began full-time work for the church, which was a meager salary to say the least. Our son was born in 79, and debt began to increase every year since my salary and additional part-time jobs just couldn't keep up with the financial demands of a family of 6. It took us 23 years to get out of debt and begin to save. It was not 24 or more, mainly because we just refused to go into debt for what we considered to be unnecessary things. And sadly, Christmas was one of those unnecessary things. We would not go into debt even for Christmas. However, Santa always showed up big. And he showed up big because my wife, Kim, worked all year long creating gifts, making things. The year our children were 10, 9, 7, and 5, Cabbage Patch dolls and the movie E.T. were big. We were living in Georgia, and the original Cabbage Patch dolls, which were very expensive, over $100 each, were handmade in Georgia, and so they were certainly a big thing there. Anyway, Kim borrowed a Cabbage Patch from one of our rich friends, studied it, and then she stayed up late every night all year long learning how to make these Cabbage Patch dolls plus accessories, and got them completed right at about Christmas time. She also, her own creation, made an ET doll for our son. So Christmas morning, our children got very little from us, maybe a candy bar or two, but of course Santa showed up with the Cabbage Patch dolls and the cool ET doll. Later, our 9-year-old daughter made the obvious observation. She said, "Wow, Santa must love us more than you." Well, I wasn't very happy, and when I stepped into the kitchen with Kim, I was quite outraged, and I said to her, "Listen, the fat boy is going down." And she said, "Oh, Phil, please don't be hasty and reactive." And I said, "Well, one way or another, he's done." So I exercised patience. The next day, our 10-year-old daughter came to me actually, and she said, "I'm in the 5th grade now, and I'm studying geography, and I'm starting to understand how big the world is." And she says, "The world is so big. I don't see how one guy Santa can make it all the way around." And I said, "Well, you're onto something there." I said, she said, "I think maybe there's a Santa for every country." And I said, "Well, countries are pretty big too." She said, "Well, maybe there's a Santa for every state." And I said, "Well, there's some pretty big states." And she said, "Well, maybe there's a Santa for every city." I said, maybe there is. There's some big cities.
This
And
is
there was
starting
a
to sound like the
pause.
Adam God theory.
So I ended up saying to her, "Maybe there's one for every family."
Ah,
Man, she got it. I could see it in her eyes. There was a little bit of terror and, but she got it. She took off to take, a little bit of time to process the whole thing, probably like I did. And then, fortunately, she then took on the responsibility of sharing the knowledge with the other siblings. And I'm not sure they ever looked at us the same again. Last week, I was talking to my number 2 daughter who made the comment, and I wanted her to share what her 9-year-old feelings were about finding out this deeper reality, so to speak. And she said this. She said, "I was glad." She says, "I was confused and afraid at first, but then I was glad it was you. It was so much better than the Santa story." And so again, the fact is better than the legend. So Christmas Eve, we hear the story of the virgin birth of Jesus. We know that stories of virgin births, miraculous births, God's mating with human women births were very commonly told before Jesus to exalt cultural deities or even political leaders. Sadly, the story of the virgin birth of Jesus has been used to exalt him exclusively, which has the effect of diminishing the soul nature of every other human. Frankly, I'm a Christian mystic, and for us, the virgin birth story of Jesus was intended to reveal a fact about each of us, that the reality that the image of God or the nature of God is born in each of us at each of our births. Each of us is virgin born at our incarnation, meaning our soul nature comes directly from God without human mediation.
I think that would be news to my mother.
The soul nature. Anyway, the main purpose of the spiritual path, frankly, is to consciously awaken to that, to know that, and experience that. And again, I find that the fact is greater than the legend. Merry Christmas.
Phil, thank you so much. Merry Christmas to you. Wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you.
He's our chaplain. He's the official chaplain over here at Radio Free Mormon. I don't know about in Mormon discussions, Bill.
Yeah, you got it. Yeah, Phil McLemore. So thank you so much, Phil. Merry Christmas.
Glad to have you as friends. Thank you.
All right. Bye-bye, my friend.
Good night. Well, that really was nice. So let me see here. You know something? We've got somebody next who's been waiting a bit, but it's time to welcome onto the show Megan Connor. Megan, how are you doing?
Hi, I'm great. How are you guys tonight?
Excellent.
I'm just fine, thank you.
Merry
festive.
Christmas Eve to both of you.
Yeah, you too.
And we've got 253 people watching. So with
Wow.
us three, that's 256. This is a rockin' party.
Yes, and I made sure, to have my shoulders covered because I knew that I'm sorry. I'm being told now that shoulders are okay. So, all right. So I'm going to adjust for the new garments. There we go.
Love it.
Shoulders are okay, but who knows what tomorrow may bring?
Who knows? Who knows what tomorrow will bring? Exactly.
Christmas.
Yes,
true.
Christmas for sure. But who knows what new doctrine or policies or policy doctrine or doctrine policies might come tomorrow.
They're changing stuff right and left. It's amazing.
We've got a new prophet. It's a new era. Who knows what lawsuits are going to come next?
I can guarantee
I could get a piece of one.
As I say, I can guarantee there will be some, huh?
Yes, 100%. Yes. Well,
Deborah Harding says, I believe in Megan.
I wanted to say thank you. Thank you so much for inviting me this year. I actually left the church. I officially resigned in February of 2023. So I have not been out for very long. And so Christmas of 2023 was my very first year dealing with Christmas without faith. And I stumbled across this broadcast, and it was transformative for me. I was so grateful to find it because I had no idea what to do with Christmas as a non-believer. So I was really grateful for it, and I'm so happy to be here with you guys tonight.
You mean this very one? The Christmas Eve party?
This very party, yes.
Oh my gosh, thank you.
Yeah.
I mean,
I was just out there
welcome.
on YouTube with nowhere to go and had no idea what to do with all these nativities that I had and all of these Christmas decorations, had no idea what to do. And my kids were with their dad. And so I was by myself, and I just was feeling so alone. And I was so grateful to find this little community over here. And I had such a great night. So thanks for inviting me this year.
Thank you. You're going to make me cry here. That's not a nice thing to do to RFM on Christmas Eve.
Well, it's never
Thank
my
you.
intent to make people cry. But I make people cry, including myself, lots of times. So
Yeah. Well, thank you. That's very, very sweet. How does that make you feel, Bill?
It shows that your purpose in doing this show is there really are folks out there that in a certain moment of their life really appreciate having community. So
Yeah.
kudos to you for starting this.
Thank you. He reflects it back to me. See, that's Bill. He's a hard guy to
Right.
compliment. It's embarrassing, really. But I've always considered this from the beginning, even though I had the idea, big deal. But total team effort with me and Bill on every single one of these, including tonight. And it's Christmas Eve for him, just as much as it is for everyone else.
Yeah.
Thank you, Bill. And
Thank
thank
you.
you, Megan.
Yes, of course. So I actually started a new podcast this last year. I have my own channel, _verse, which is mostly true crime, which is probably where Radio Free Mormon and I
Can
have
you
crossed
say the
paths.
name again, Megan, a little bit slower? Because I didn't get it. Maybe everybody didn't get it.
Yeah, so it's _verse, third verse, as in first verse, second verse, third verse.
Is it spelled out, or is it the number
Yeah,
3 with
spelled out.
RD? So THIRD, then underscore
Hmm.
and verse, VERSE.
Right. Yeah.
Okay. And what's it about?
That's my main channel. I mostly do true crime, everything at the intersection of narcissism and unhealthy family systems and unhealthy religious systems. And I think that's where I crossed paths with you, Radio Free Mormon, because I asked you a little bit for some legal advice when my dumb cousin was representing herself in her Arizona trials, Lori Vallow Daybell, the world's dumbest defendant.
You know why it's so good to tell me secrets? Because I have no recollection of this conversation at all.
Well,
If
I
it-
think
if it
we
worked-
might
if it
have
worked out well, then I'll claim it. Okay. If it didn't, it never happened.
Well, we might have exchanged an email or two because I said, my dumb cousin's representing herself. I'm not an attorney. I don't know how to interpret this. But then it turned out I really didn't need legal help because she was so inept that it was really obvious that she had no idea what she was doing. So nobody needed to be an attorney to say what a terrible job she was doing.
Oh, okay. Did I even
But
know? I'm sitting here wondering if I even knew who it was that you were talking about. Did you mention names?
Lori Vallow Daybell is my
Did you
cousin.
mention that in the
I did.
email?
Yes, I did. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, folks, every morning I wake up in a new world. But it's nice to meet you, Megan.
It's okay, but some people, thank goodness, some people don't know anything about this case, and some people don't care about it. And I'm always so grateful to find people who don't know and don't care. But I started a new channel this year called Ex-Mormon Snark with my co-host Kirsten, and she and I do a live show every Monday night. We have family night, and we teach people out of our old Book of Mormon reader from 1978.
Mm.
The old cartoon book that has, Lamanites dressed suspiciously and whatnot. But we also talk about, our experiences with Mormonism and the Mormon temple. And she actually wrote an ex-Mormon night before Christmas for us. And so I thought I would share that with you tonight.
Hey, Megan, is your name really Megan?
It really is Megan, yes.
And you haven't corrected me.
I generally don't correct people because, it is what it is.
Well, I apologize.
It's okay.
I would encourage people to correct me because I do want to be correct as much as I can, at least going forward. So, Megan, I apologize. Please tell us about this again.
Yeah, so Ex-Mormon Snark, it's about me and Kirsten just unpacking our Mormon trauma. We reveal all of the temple secrets as we talk about all of the trauma that we've gone through as Mormons. And every Monday night we do family night where we enjoy an adult beverage together. We give the recipe in advance so you can join us. And we have family night live every Monday night.
It sounds wonderful.
Yeah,
It sounds
it's so
wonderful.
fun. So my co-host Kirsten wrote this ex-Mormon night before Christmas. And one of my traditions with my kids is we have all kinds of different night before Christmases that we read. So I thought I would share that with you guys tonight, if you don't mind.
Sure thing. Just so you know, Rabbi Charnes, he's going to be right after you, and he has to run into some kind of service at the top of the hour. So just want to let you know that he left me a long voice message to that effect to make sure that he wasn't late like he was last year. and if you want to, we can bring him on now, and then you could do the poem.
It will be quick, but I'm happy to be accommodating.
No,
I don't have anywhere else to go.
That's fine. Go ahead. Just do the poem, and he
Okay.
can be late, and everybody can turn and look at him when he comes in.
Yeah, and they'll all say, "Why were you late?" He'll say it was
Again.
a poem. Well, here we go. So this is by my co-host Kirsten. 'Twas the night before Sunday, and all through the house no people were stirring, not even my spouse. The garments lay folded, untouched in their drawer, as I suddenly thought, what if this isn't true anymore? The manuals sat stacked on the shelf full of dust, once read without question, now eyed with mistrust. When out on the laptop, there rose such a fright, not Satan, but sources I'd Googled that night. Away to the browser, no prayer, no appeal, just doubts they'd insisted we never should feel. Arrests, treasure digging, teenage brides too. Turns out the prophet was yikes. Who knew? Gold plates never seen, but the women were real. Polygamy pitched as God's special deal. From folk magic scams to a hat and a stone, funny how fraud seemed the real undertone. Then temple questions appeared. I had to explore. These handshakes and tokens, what? Masons had them before? Same signs, same rituals, dumb cosplay attire. Guess plagiarism's fine when you call it inspired. The veil had a hole. Don't think too hard there. We promised some stuff we don't talk about, swear. Blood oaths removed, just a casual edit. Guess God heard some outcries and says, yeah, I get it. Then tithing math entered. Oh, buddy, oh, pal, 10% forever? Let's open Excel. Before rent, before food, before therapy bills. But the church bought them all, so I guess that's God's will. The profit and money and real estate plays, tithing before groceries? wild business ways. 10% compounded over decades of fear could have been college or freedom or beer. I saw how abuse cases quietly grew, handled with prayer and a legal team too. Protect the good name, move those bishops around, confess to your dentist, and then don't make a sound. Rules changed overnight. Shoulders bad, now they're chill. Polygamy's doctrine until it's not. Yet still, black men in priesthood, God waited a bit. Turns out eternal truth updates. This sounds like bullshit. Temporary commandments, the new magic phrase. Translation, we're pivoting. Try not to notice, okay? The more I read, the more I thought, nope. Seems new revelation keeps up with bad PR, not hope. My shelf didn't crack, it exploded in flames as truth met the doctrine and none stayed the same. No spirit to guide me, but no devil in sight, just logic, receipts, and one hell of a night. No burning bosoms, no still small voice call, just clarity hitting like an effing brick wall. The fear tried to whisper, you'll lose everything, but truth felt like oxygen, terrifying yet freeing. Then I laughed, not the nervous, obedient kind, but the holy laughter of waking your mind. So Sunday rolled in with no guilt and no fear, no chapel, no calling, no testimony tears. I slept in that morning, no guilt and no rush, no callings, no meetings, no forced faithful hush. For once I was honest, no roles left to play. 'Twas the night before Sunday that I found my own way.
Megan, first,
That was great.
I really enjoyed that. Who is the author?
Kirsten, my co-host at Ex-Mormon Snark.
Did you already
is the one
say
who
that?
wrote that. I
I
did,
don't know
yeah.
if you already said that, but I wanted to underscore it because I think that's really well done.
Yeah, she did a great job. She's amazing and funny, and I absolutely love hanging out with her every week.
Yeah,
Well, thank you for sharing that. I'm sorry, Bill.
it was brilliant. It was really well done. So cool to thank you so much for sharing it.
Yeah, of course.
There were like at least 3 places in there, in addition just to being a nice poem, but there were at least 3 places in there where the phrasing of the word really connected with feelings that I had as
Mm,
well. It gave voice to feelings
yes,
in a wonderful
me
way.
too. Yeah,
Yeah, that takes a special gift, I think.
yeah,
All right.
definitely.
So thank you so much. We'll get Rabbi Joe in here before he misses the Christmas mass.
Yes, thank you so much for having me. It's so great to connect with you guys and your audience. I hope we get to collaborate again really soon.
I hope so too, Megan. In the meantime, Merry Christmas.
Do you
Yes.
do you cover old crime stories?
Oh, yes.
Okay.
In fact, we just
42
covered
arrests.
we just covered Joseph Smith's 42 arrests. That's right.
You might want to look into the Bonnie Cordon grandchild murder. Just FYI.
Yes. Oh, I've been researching that one.
All right.
Yep.
Okay. Have a great day. Merry Christmas.
Okay. Take care. Merry Christmas, guys.
Merry Christmas. I like that. Research the Bonnie Gordon grandchild murder. And while you're doing it, Merry Christmas.
I just think
That's
that's
what
the
these true crime people do. They live in this, I think.
Yeah. The more coverage, the better.
Okay. Rabbi Joe. Hang on a second. Here's Rabbi Joe.
I got it.
Rabbi.
Just added him.
Well, I did too. Rabbi Joe.
Hey.
Howdy.
How are you doing, Rabbi Joe Charnes?
I'm great, and I'm delighted to be here and with you, RFM and Bill. It's great seeing you again.
Good to see you.
It's good to see you. Are you in a foyer of a church?
I'm in the same. First of all, I hope Megan didn't feel rushed. I'm sorry. We have a few minutes, but I'm in the same church that I was in last year when the discussion just blossomed, and I waited, but yeah, it's the same church. I come here and share with this time with them. I'm friends with the minister.
And this is not a Mormon church.
No, this is a Methodist.
Cool.
Okay. Yeah, because Mormons, they usually don't have the Christmas Eve service stuff.
Right.
And they probably won't have a Christmas thing tomorrow either at church.
Right. You know, it's funny. It's nice. We should FaceTime sometimes, RFM, instead of just chat text.
I thought I was doing you a favor. You know, Mormonism really is
Well-
kind of just a Sunday religion. You just sort of do it on Sunday. Christmas comes along. Who goes to church? Only if it happens to fall on what? A Sunday.
Sunday.
You know what's a riot is we often have our longest text sessions back and forth when I'm at general conference. And the strangest thing about that is my phone doesn't work for anything else except texting you. I can't look up the songs that they're singing. I have no internet, but I can text you. So maybe we could do a show on that, you know.
It's because Satan rides upon the airwaves. I don't know if he knows how funny that is. It seemed like he thought it was funny.
Yeah, that was funny.
Thank you.
But yeah. Well, you look good. You look good. Both
Well,
of
thank you very much.
Thank you.
How do you think Bill looks?
He
I said both of you.
Oh, he did? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I didn't hear that.
I did. I said replay it. I said both. No, you really do, Bill. You look
Hey,
good. Happy? Are you well? Is well? Life is well?
Life is good, my friend.
Okay. Good. Good. Yeah, I am glad I'm here and able to do this. I just got back from Europe. I've been in Europe several months this year teaching, but I'm glad to be here and I'm honored. And I hope we always do this.
Joe, and I do too, and I apologize. Yael is trying to get, she's down here, but her face isn't here. I'll put it up here, okay? This is what we have, and I don't know if we can hear. Oh, there she is. Okay, I'm glad I brought her up here. Ah, Rabbi Joe Charnas, this is your life.
Let's get
the
Sarah.
Zoom we just came to support, and it's lovely to finally see you both again. It's good
This
to see
is
you guys.
Yael, Rabbi Joe's wife.
Yeah, good to see you.
Daughter.
No, daughter.
You dog.
Sarah, are you out there? My wife is there watching.
My mom is
His wife.
over there.
Yes, points at some random woman.
Yeah, I don't have two wives.
No, it's happened before. It hasn't happened in a while that I haven't been called his daughter.
But you weren't expecting Yael to show up, were you, Joe?
No, I wasn't.
Of
I
course
knew
he
she's
was. He
here.
sent us the email.
She's here at the church with me.
Yeah, we're in separate rooms at the same church. We're all going to Christmas Eve together.
You know, can you just tell us about this? Because some people may be wondering, what are two upstanding and faithful and observant Jewish people doing going to a Christmas Eve service at a Methodist church?
Yeah, I'm going to two of them, actually. We're going to go to a contemplative midnight service after. But basically, I have a synagogue, but I'm not a Messianic Jew. I study other faith traditions, especially Christianity and Buddhism, but I do interfaith work. I actually love it. I'm a better human being because of my engagement with other faith communities and those who have no faith outlook on life. They join us in our celebrations because we try to simply come together as human beings and learn from each other wherever we are along the way. So I go to these services, one, out of friendship, and two, to build community, because the truth is in all seriousness, we generally don't understand the other, and it's very easy to mock or diminish or demean the other. But all of our faiths at their core have something beautiful, or most faiths, I should say, have something beautiful. And if we could move beyond the ism and the doctrine that often divides us, we might actually live better together.
Do you feel like you're a better person after interacting with me?
Oh, absolutely.
Remember, you're under oath.
I have my fingers crossed. I enjoy you. Listen, I really do. I'm sorry that you and
But do
I,
you
Bill, don't
subscribe?
have a lot of
And
time
do you
together.
donate? That's what I want to know.
I donate my sorrow.
Let me get Yael in here. Yael, your
Wait,
dad.
where's
he
Sarah?
is-
Why don't you get Sarah here?
Who's Sarah?
My wife.
Are you kidding?
My
You got the
other
whole
wife.
freaking family? Where's Sarah? Do you see Sarah down there? Sarah
she should be.
Schechter?
Yes.
It says device is not connected. She's having some trouble with
says
the connection.
device is
I
not
think you two are
connected?
using
Here,
up all the
tell
bandwidth.
her to
of
come over to
Methodist
you.
Church or
Here I
something.
am. We got
Here,
10 minutes.
here. Here, yes, here. I'll come.
Her camera or
This is
microphone.
wife and daughter RFM, not two wives, okay?
Yes.
Look,
Hi.
Hello, hello.
Sarah, how are you doing?
Yes. I'm great. Thank you. Thank you. An honor to meet you.
You know, Joe is such a mensch. What's the craziest thing that you can tell us about Joe?
What? It broke up. It broke up.
It froze at just the right
He
time.
wants to know how holy I am.
Oh, he's holy. He's holy. And I really do support, I do the interfaith work that Joe does. We are normative Jews in terms of our faith belief. But Joe.
I think she was going to say, oh, there you go.
The Methodist
And I
need better.
support that.
I think the part we missed was when she said, but Joe has to report to his probation officer once every week. That's the part. That's where it froze.
No. Oh, okay.
You want to see my ankle bracelet?
No, I really do honor the work that he is doing. It's unique, and just Joe, that we get to be here with you this evening is also an incredible privilege.
Well,
They do
it's
need
our
better Wi-Fi,
honor.
by the way.
At least it's our
Thank you.
pleasure.
Thank you.
So thank you so much. Certainly our honor that Yael is here.
That's very kind. We love Yael.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, she's very lovable.
It's an equal honor to be here. I really wasn't expecting this at all, and I'm really grateful and very excited. I've never been on a live show before, so this made my day.
Well, I hope you
Yeah.
watched the time that we had your dad on the first time when, with his help,
Yeah.
we made mincemeat out of Scripture Central and their dishonest apologetics. Remember that, Joe?
I do. I just want you to know, I almost canceled the show. I had such an upset stomach. I thought I was going to be tossing and doing the other thing throughout.
Mhm.
So however poorly I performed, have a little mercy on me for my internal state.
You did great. I have no complaints.
That was
a lot of
the
people report that though. What?
that was the adversary, and I'm really glad you persevered. So
The adversary, also known as dysentery.
Yeah, well, they both start with a D, so you're right. You're right. Yeah, no,
Yes.
it was nice. It was nice, but I'm gonna look at. I don't want to keep everybody else. Last time, I don't want to keep anybody else from what.
What do you mean,
they have
Jael?
to
Is last time he went
be.
on and on. But I appreciate that. This
Yeah,
is why I
our
gave you
hour
the
talk.
hard. I gave you the hard exit right before you had to go into the Methodist meeting. See, though this be
Yes,
though this
yes.
be
No.
madness, yet there is Methodism in it. Okay, that's it. It's not going to get any better than that, folks. Just shut it down now.
That's good. That's
Thank
good.
you.
Where'd Sarah go?
I don't know. There she is.
Oh, there you are.
So you guys
We
go in
switched
and
seats
enjoy.
because we
All
thought
right,
that there might be better Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi was terrible in that seat and in that seat, so we're trying this seat.
it was bad.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much
Yeah.
for
All right,
being
so
here and
I'm
have a
gonna
great
just leave you with
Christmas.
a
And
thought.
what?
Can I leave you with one thought?
Yes.
It'll be less than an hour.
You
Thank
know,
you.
I'm not laughing because I don't think you're kidding anymore.
No, I figured this is a wonderful little gathering of people that you have who are coming together to find community, to find healing, to find hope, to find peace. And I was going to do something from the Talmud, from the Jewish text, but I thought in the spirit of interfaith, I would bring something from a wonderful Eastern thinker that we all know and love, Alan Watts. And I have several of his works, and I've listened to many of his talks, and I'm sorry I never got to meet him. But ultimately, at this time, as we move into the new year, we let what happened in the past hopefully go and see how we can progress and grow into something better. Alan Watts has a wonderful lecture, or a portion of a lecture, and I printed a portion of it out so I could share it with us all. And ultimately, I'm speaking to myself, so I'm sharing my inner thoughts with you, and I hope it's meaningful for some who are out there. And it begins with, to awaken to what you are, you must first forget what you think you are. To know joy, you must first taste sorrow. To uncover strength, you must experience weakness. To understand peace, you must sit in the storm. To cultivate wisdom, you must first stumble in ignorance. To truly connect, you must embrace solitude. To evolve, you must surrender to change. And to rewrite your story, you must first realize you are the author. Most people spend their lives resisting the very experiences that shape them. But life, in its infinite wisdom, does not grant light without shadow, nor growth without discomfort. The ocean does not resist the tide, nor does the seed resist the breaking of its shell. Likewise, you are not here to cling, but to flow, to dissolve and become, to lose yourself, so that you may finally remember who you are. And that meditation, at least for me, is brilliant.
Wait, Dad, I'm sorry. I don't want to interrupt you, but the connectivity, your voice is very often it's not very good connection. Can you maybe move into a different spot?
RFM, you're muted. I made out what he said, but you're right. It sort of cracked out.
I was really focusing, and I think I got most of it. I hope everybody else was focusing as much. Jay Castro,
We
yes.
missed some of it
He did
because
just
of
tell
the
us the meaning
connection.
of life. I think I caught every fourth word, yes. And it's not
Yeah.
going to be repeated, so sorry.
How about right here?
It's worse.
Me out?
Maybe it's-
I'm sorry, but we did get most of it, I think. And
folks can look it up. It's Alan Watts, and
yes.
you can type
What's
in.
the name of it, Rabbi?
It's to awaken. It's about awakening to who you are.
To Awaken. Okay, so Alan Watts is the author. To Awaken. Alan Watts, the
It's
famous
about
inventor
awakening
of
to who you
electricity.
are.
Yes.
Yes. All right. I'm sorry it didn't come through. I should have sat in. It's an old brick building.
Yeah. Tell the Methodists to get
An
better.
old brick building.
Mormons have better Wi-Fi. So we'll say we can't hear you at all now, but we'll say Merry Christmas to you and Merry Christmas to Sarah and of course to Yael.
Have a great day, guys.
Thank you.
Shalom.
Thank you so much. Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Blessings.
Blessings. Bye-bye.
I got that. I got the blessings. Wow. Was it because we had 4 people up here, or is it just that
It's
their
their
crappy Wi-Fi?
It's just their bad Wi-Fi.
Okay.
Talking about good Wi-Fi. Look who's next.
Who's next? I think I know who's supposed to be next.
Yeah.
Who's next?
John DeLynn.
John DeLynn. Merry
What's up,
Christmas.
brethren?
How are you?
Super good. How are y'all doing?
Life is good.
We're great. What does it say on your hat? We got magic to do just for you.
You are magic.
You are magic.
You are magic.
That's what I said. You are magic. What's that from? Is that a song or something? Or
I don't even know. Brooke McClay gave it to me as a gift when I interviewed her this year.
okay.
So I like the message. How are y'all doing?
How do you feel about the magic of Christmas?
Yeah, the magic of Christmas, the magic of Mormon discussions and Radio Free Mormon.
Yes. Yes.
There you go.
Bill, help me out here.
Well, he's trying to give us compliments, and I want to throw it back at him and say that there's been a lot of stuff going on with you, John. But man, I'm proud of you and the work that you do, and this entity that you've built to help people and to make it just a common thing for us all to know a lot of Mormon stories. And so kudos to you for blazing the path that you have, and all of us are grateful for the work that you do, my friend.
Thanks. Can I just say how beautiful the Mormon newscast has grown and flourished since that first recording? Y'all are really hitting grand slams every week with that.
Yeah, I
Well,
feel like,
thank you. The Mormon Church doesn't disappoint.
yeah, I feel like we finally hit a really good stride with that. I think RFM and Rebecca were always nailing it out of the park. I think it took me a minute.
Hitting it out of the park, Bill.
Took me a minute to find my footing, but
Are
I
you
think
still doing your
We're
recording?
not nailing it
Are you
out
still
of the
doing
park,
recording,
okay?
Bill?
no, I don't do it that way anymore. Although I liked those. Although
Those are good.
I think sometimes it was a fail, but I liked them. But no, I'm not utilizing that sort of process anymore.
Jay Castro says, "What is this? A handsome contest?"
I mean, RFM would say no, it's no contest.
RFM actually didn't say that. RFM is full of surprises.
Now y'all have to figure out my name on my window.
Santa's anagram?
Santa's anagram.
So it's Margana Santnas.
Who am I?
You're I'm trying to read it backwards. Oh, it's an anagram though. It's not a palindrome. Okay. I don't know. It's an anagram, Bill. Can you scramble those letters around and come up? Can you out
Ding,
there
ding,
watching?
ding, ding, ding. We have a winner.
What? Satan? What?
An anagram is you take the word and then you
Well,
make
it is,
another
but I
word
thought
from
the
the letters.
I thought the anagram was part of the anagram, damn it.
The
As
anagram
well as
of
the,
Santa
as well
is
as the
Satan.
apostrophe S, I might add.
Satan's margarine.
So you feel like you're Satan. Would you care to explore that further, John?
Well, my podcast is a victory for Satan.
Yes. And once somebody put an image of Baphomet over your lovely countenance. Remember that?
None other than Kwaku.
Apparently, so is the church's trademark a victory for Satan.
Why does the church want to trademark a victory for Satan?
One would have to ask those questions and get answers back from an institution that declines to comment.
I know why. So Satan will quit having those freaking victories. That's why. You want to have another victory, Satan? I'll see you in court.
RFM, I'm glad you survived the flood. It was looking tenuous for you last week.
Yes, it was touch and go there for a while. But I
Did you
made
see
it out.
the water
Actually,
rise? Did you yourself see the water rise?
yes. Yeah.
Like, was it like, did you see rivers or?
Okay, people don't know this. How close I am to the river, which is 20 yards from here is the river. And that's one of those big rivers that was flooding. And this is an underground bunker in the sense of it's at least half below the level of the street. And there's stairs that come down to it in the back, come through the back door. It's an office complex. But yeah, if that seawall gave, then, well, at least I had my computer up on my desk. Let's put it that way. It probably wouldn't have been high enough, but that's all I felt like doing.
I'm glad you made it. I'm glad you made it through, RFM.
Thank you so much. And there's a huge storm coming to LA. I understand it's already there, and we're going to have to talk to our people who live in LA and give us an update when we get to them.
Like a rainstorm or thunderstorm?
Like a Randy storm. Yeah. You haven't heard about this?
No. My
Like a
daughter,
huge storm.
my daughter who lives in LA is here with us.
Oh, well, this is a good time for her to be visiting.
Huh. Well, I'm glad to know that. I hope Randy's okay.
Yeah, he looks like he's okay. He's sipping some coffee, giving us 2 thumbs up. He's Siskel and Ebert. That's Randy Bell.
Well, this
So,
is fun. It's
That's
really nice.
exactly
you guys
what
do
I was
this.
thinking. Did you
What's
have any
that?
kind of Christmas thought or anything you wanted to, I don't know, to share, John?
Well, I brought a story, but I also wanted to let y'all chew the fat, but I don't know if we have time. Do you have time for a story?
It depends on how long the story is. I hope it involves Frog and Toad.
That was last year, wasn't it?
I remember some things. I just don't remember giving legal advice about Lori Vallow.
I can go fast.
Probably a good thing to forget.
Do you want me to do it?
Yeah, how many pages and how many words on the page? And did you time this beforehand?
It's less than 10, but I didn't count on us talking.
Oh, okay. Well, go ahead. Go ahead, please.
You
If
sure?
you got this book, yeah, and I want to see the pictures too.
Christmas Day in the morning.
Thank you.
I'll go fast. I'll read fast. This
Okay.
is my pro buck. Here we go.
Oh, throwback.
Christmas Day in the morning. All right. He walked suddenly and completely. It was 4 o'clock, the hour at which his father had always called him to get up and help with the milking. That's of the cow. Strange how the habits of his youth
Why does that even need to be said, Satan?
clung to him still. 50 years ago, and his father had been dead for 30 years.
As opposed to the goat, I imagine.
Or
I'm sorry. You keep reading. We're
And
listening.
yet he waked at 4 o'clock in the morning. He had trained himself to turn over and go to sleep, but this morning, because it was Christmas, he did not try to sleep. Can you guys see the photo?
yep.
Is it too glary?
No, I see it.
Okay. He slipped back in time, and he did so easily nowadays. He was 15 years old and still on his father's farm. He loved his father. He had not known it until one day, a few days before Christmas, when he overheard what his father was saying to his mother.
Yep.
This isn't super long. Mary, I hate to call Rob in the mornings. He's growing so fast and he needs his sleep. If you could see how he sleeps when I go in to wake him up, I wish I could manage alone. Well, you can't, Adam. His mother's voice was brisk, because he isn't a child anymore. It's time he took his turn. Yes, his father said slowly, but I sure do hate to wake him. When he heard these words, something in him woke. His father loved him. He had never thought of it before, taking for granted the tie of their blood. Neither his father nor his mother talked about loving their children. They had no time for such things. There was always so much to do on a farm. There's the mom and the dad on a farm. Now that he knew his father loved him, there would be no more loitering in the mornings and having to be called again. He got up after that, stumbling with sleep, and pulled on his clothes, his eyes tight shut, but he got up. And then on the night before Christmas, that year when he was 15, he lay for a few minutes thinking about the next day. They were poor, and most of the excitement was in the turkey they had raised themselves and in the mince pies his mother made. His sisters sewed presents, and his mother and father always bought something he needed, not only a warm jacket, maybe, but something more, such as a book. And he saved and bought them each something too. So here's the boy in his red long underwear, yawning as he wakes up in the morning.
The one-piece pajamas.
That's right. Looking for the marks. There's no marks. He wished that Christmas he was 15, he had a better present for his father. As usual, he had gone to the 10-cent store and bought a tie. It had seemed nice enough until he lay thinking the night before Christmas, and then he wished that he had heard his father and mother talking in time for him to save for something better. He lay on his side, his head supported by his elbow, and looked out of his attic window. The stars were bright, much brighter than he ever remembered seeing them, and one was so bright he wondered if it were really a star of Bethlehem. Dad, he had once asked when he was a little boy, what is a stable? It's just a barn, his father had replied, like ours. That's the boy sleeping in his bed,
Mm-hmm. Very nice.
looking outside at the snow. Then Jesus had been born in a barn, and to a barn the shepherds and the wise men had come, bringing their Christmas gifts. The thought stuck him like a silver dagger. Why should he not give his father a special gift too out there in the barn? He could get up earlier than 4 o'clock, and he could creep into the barn and get all the milking done. He'd do it alone, milk and clean up, and then when his father went in to start the milking, he'd see it all done, and he would know who had done it.
Oh,
This is a picture of the manger, Jesus in the manger with the wise men and the star and Mary and Joseph and lambs and cows. We're almost done. At 2:45, he got up and put on his clothes. He crept downstairs carefully, careful of the creaky boards, and let himself out. The big star hung lower over the barn roof, a reddish gold. The cows looked at him, sleepy and surprised. That's the barn with the star above the barn. Lots of snow.
that's a nice picture.
He's carrying a lamp out to the barn because it's so dark. He needs a lamp
I saw that. I like that. That's very nice.
out in the barn.
He's about to see the whole transaction.
They're celestializing, more celestializing going on in the barn. Is there any barn in America that doesn't have
Oliver Calgary's
celestializing going
about
on
to
in
get
it?
some news.
Yes.
So, boss, he whispered. They accepted him placidly, and he fetched some hay for each cow and then got the milking pail and the big milk can. So that's him with the cow, saying hello to the cow with a lamp.
Maybe, this is a family show. Should we stop here, Satan?
He had never milked all alone before, but it seemed almost easy. He kept thinking about his father's surprise. His father would come in and call him, saying that he would get things started while Rob was getting dressed. He'd go to the barn, open the door, and then he'd go to get the 2 big empty milk cans, but they wouldn't be waiting or empty. They'd be standing in the milk house filled. That's him milking the cow. The task went more easily than he had ever known it to before. Milking for once was not a chore. It was something else, a gift to his father who loved him.
It's
He
fine.
finished, the 2 milk cans were full, and he covered them and closed the milk house door carefully, making sure of the latch. He put the stool in its place by the door and hung up the clean milk pail. Then he went out of the barn and barred the door behind him. So that's the boy carrying the big milk.
Mm-hmm.
What are they called?
Pail?
Milk pails? Are those pails?
I'm guessing.
Back in his room, he had only a minute to pull off his clothes in the darkness and jump into bed, for he heard his father up. He put the covers over his head to silence his quick breathing. The door opened. Rob, his father called, we have to get up, son, even if it is Christmas. All right, he said sleepily. I'll go on out, his father said. I'll get things started. The door closed and he lay still, laughing to himself. In just a few minutes, his father would know. His dancing heart was ready to jump from his body. The minutes were endless, 10, 15, he did not know how many, and he heard his father's footsteps again. The door opened and he lay still. Rob? Yes, Dad. His father was laughing, a queer, sobbing sort of a laugh. Thought you'd fool me, did you? His father was standing beside his bed, feeling for him, pulling away the cover. It's Christmas, Dad. So that's the dad opening up the door with the boy in the bed, laughing. He found his father and clutched him in a great hug. He felt his father's arms go around him. It was dark, and they could not see each other's faces. Son, I thank you. Nobody ever did a nicer thing. Oh, Dad, I want you to know I do want to be good. The words broke from him of their own will. He did not know what to say. His heart was bursting with love. Well, I reckon I can go back to bed and sleep, his father said after a moment. No, hark. That's the son and the father hugging. The father's very happy that his son gave him the gift. And 2 pages. The little ones are waked up. Come to think of it, son, I've never seen you children when you first saw the Christmas tree. I was always in the barn. Come on. He got up and pulled on his clothes again, and they went down to the Christmas tree. And soon the sun was creeping up to where the star had been. So this is mom and the kid, I think, and a dog going down the stairs. And the final page. Oh, what a Christmas, and how his heart had nearly burst again with shyness and pride as his father told his mother and made the younger children listen about how he, Rob, had got up all by himself. The very best Christmas gift I ever had, and I'll remember it, son, every year on Christmas morning so long as I live. They had both remembered it, and now that his father was dead, he remembered it alone, that blessed Christmas dawn when, alone with the cows in the barn, he had made his first gift of true love.
Oh,
And that's the family sitting around by the Christmas tree telling the stories.
that is really, really nice.
Merry
I like that.
Christmas. I love you, Bill and RFM. Y'all are important people to me and your dear friends. And I love mostly what you do to build community. This people needs community, and y'all build community like no one else. By the way, the fact that your cruise is almost sold out is one of the things that has made me happiest. Have you sold all the slots, or are there still some slots left?
We're so sold out. We've sold out twice the number of tickets we started with.
That's amazing. I wish I
Yeah.
could go. I'm going to be out of town, but I'm
I'm
so
just
thrilled.
relieved that that story of yours ended up being PG.
It was touch and go there for a little while.
Everybody in the live chat was very concerned.
Well,
Children are being
Barnes,
rushed
once you
off
get a
to their
barn
rooms.
and- Barns and Mormons don't go together, apparently.
Yeah.
Or they do.
Merry Christmas, RFM and Bill Reel.
Thank you. You are magic. You're the magic man.
Take it easy, John.
Love you guys.
Merry Christmas,
Happy
John.
New
Thank
Year,
you for being
everyone.
here.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye. Well, that was nice, wasn't it?
I'm glad he informed us that it was a cow that was going to be milked in this story.
Mhm. Yeah. Well, he
Sometimes,
read ahead and he saw the pictures.
sometimes you need that information.
That's how we knew. I don't know about you. I feel like taking a nap.
It was a great book. It was a good one to be tucked in and to let Santa get to the cookies and milk so that we can get to the presents in the morning.
John is a very enthusiastic.
He picks these cool stories. It was a great story.
I think so too. I'm going to bring on the next guest if that's okay with you, Bill.
It always is.
Always going by the list. And here we have Lila Tuller. How are you doing?
I'm good. How are you guys? Merry Christmas.
Merry Christmas to you. By the way, it is Lila, not Leela, right?
Yeah, I think.
I hate to have been saying it wrong for years now.
Not being corrected by you.
I was trying to tell you it's Megan, but you weren't.
Megan. Yes,
Yeah.
I'm going to try and remember that.
Please. How are you guys? The show's great so far, by the way.
Thank you so much. I think it's just hitting its high point right now.
Yeah,
Right here.
that's it. This is the epitome. I'm bringing it. And I am not going to redo a story, but I am going to tell you my 2025 Christmas message, and I'll get right to it because I know we got a lot of people to get through, and I don't want to hold it up.
No. This is your time to shine.
Okay, well, I'm shining.
Is this one of the letters where you tell us about what everybody in your family's been doing for the year?
I hate those letters. There we
Does
go.
anybody like those letters? I'm just wondering.
Stop sending them.
They're like fruitcake.
No one cares. They're single spaced, type teeny tiny, and it's murder.
I'd rather eat black licorice.
I make black licorice, and it's really good. But anyway,
I like black licorice too, Bill.
homemade is good, Bill. You just haven't had it yet. So that's all I have to say about that.
It's the anise.
That's right.
Excuse me? There's a lady present, Bill.
Okay.
A blushing lady.
Yes, maybe a little. All right, so I'm going to do this, okay? I wrote this story, and it's a personal story from me to you, everyone who's listening. Last Christmas, I had the flu. That alone wouldn't normally stop a grandmother from showing up to family gatherings, but I have a granddaughter named Lucy who lives with nephrotic syndrome, which is a kidney disease. She's on immune suppressing medication, the kind that means a simple cold isn't simple at all. It can send her straight into relapse. So when I got sick, I didn't power through. I didn't mask up and hope for the best. I quarantined myself in my home. And that was harder than it sounds. I'm the matriarch of our family now. My children's father died from colon cancer in 2017, and there is no second parent to lean on. So when I'm not there, there's a hole. But love sometimes looks like absence. Sometimes love is staying away. 3 years earlier, when Lucy was only 2, She spent Christmas at Primary Children's Hospital. Her symptoms were worsening rapidly. Her tiny body was swelling from fluid retention because her kidneys weren't working right. Her little eyes actually swelled shut. She couldn't see who was coming into her room. She never knew if the next person walking in was going to poke her, to draw blood, or change something that hurt, or say words she didn't understand. Her parents made a heartbreaking choice. They decided not to mention Christmas at all because Lucy wanted to be home so badly, because if she thought Christmas was happening somewhere else without her, it would break her little heart. So they just let the days pass in a hospital room filled with machines, fear, exhaustion, and whispered prayers that were less about miracles and more about survival. That was Christmas for a 2-year-old. And that kind of suffering does something to you, especially if you come from spiritual systems that taught you that everything happens for a reason, or that pain always carries some hidden divine lesson. Sometimes pain is just pain. So last year when I was quarantined with the flu, I wasn't only missing parties. I was sitting in the echo of all that loss, the father of my children, Lucy's life-altering diagnosis that has no cure, the constant quiet anxiety that never really leaves when someone you love is medically fragile. My house was silent, no chaos, no wrapping paper, no children underfoot, no holiday baking with its accompanying fragrances and nostalgia. Just me, a mug of tea that I couldn't taste, and the awareness that love sometimes feels like loneliness. But this year is different. Lucy is 5 now. She's currently in remission, and she has a baby sister. And this Christmas, she is home. She is bouncing off the walls with excitement. She is laughing with her little sister. She is bossing the adults around like 5-year-olds are meant to do. There's no IV pole in the corner, no nurses entering unannounced, no fear in her voice, just life and family. And this year, I'm not sick, and I get to spend time with my loved ones. And then we learned something else. Another child we know, another family, is spending this Christmas in the hospital with the very same disease. Different house, different story, same heartache. And suddenly the meaning of Christmas feels different than the one I was handed growing up. It isn't about rewards. It isn't about faithfulness. It's not about being good enough or believing hard enough or answered prayers. Because if that were true, Lucy would never have been sick in the first place. So what is the message here? Not that suffering makes you stronger, not that everything happens for a reason, not that there is some invisible scoreboard in the sky. The message is this: love is not proven by ease and perfection. It's proven by presence, by staying home when you're sick, by holding space for grief that doesn't resolve neatly, by celebrating remission while grieving for the family still in the hospital, by letting go of stories that tell you pain is meaningful because it makes you more righteous. Sometimes the best thing you can do is simply say, this hurts and it's hard and it matters. So this Christmas, as Lucy opens her gifts and another child wakes in a hospital bed, I know this: the real miracle is not that some of us get joy. It's that we can hold both, hope and heartbreak, gratitude and grief. I think one of the hardest lessons I had to learn when leaving my religion of origin was when I finally realized that everything does not happen for a reason. It just happens. And it's definitely not fair or divinely given, especially when it comes to the suffering of children. So all we can really do is be there for each other in body, heart, or spirit, and try to ease the suffering where we can, even if it means staying away, but especially when it means showing up. Merry Christmas, everyone.
Thank you so much, Lila. That was beautiful.
You're welcome.
I'm glad Lucy's doing better.
She is. She's literally, I just left the family party and she was literally bouncing off the walls. she's
All right.
healthy and happy and great right now.
I know you've got a lot of people over. Thank you so much for breaking away and taking this time for us.
My pleasure. Thank
Merry
you.
Christmas.
Merry Christmas.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
That was really nice, huh, Bill? Oh, now.
I put in the chat there, I said, I wish priesthood was real, and I wish humans could really heal with magic words and good intentions, because too many kids suffer in this world. And I'm glad to hear from Lila that that this one got better and is doing well. So,
Yeah. Well, guess who we have joining us now from the frigid state of Idaho? It's Cammie and Colby Reddish. Hello, you two.
Hello. Hello. How are you?
You love birds?
Just short of a
we
chair.
only have one chair, so
There's been a lot of people sitting on other people's laps tonight.
Yeah. Well, Merry Christmas, guys. Thanks for having us. I think one of the things that people experience when they leave the church is they're looking for like new family traditions. So this year we tried something new with our kids that Cammie wanted to share. I thought it was an excellent
well, this
idea.
is part of it. I'm not going to read the whole entire thing. But we split it into 3 parts and had our kids answer some questions. So this is from the part 1, which is called reflection. It says, the world today is very busy. Messages, videos, games, news, music, and stories are always reaching for your attention. Sometimes it feels like your mind is never quiet and your body never really gets a chance to speak. When everything is that loud, it can become hard to notice what you feel like on the inside. You might grab a screen the second there is silence. You might feel restless when nothing is happening. You might forget to notice when your body is tired, worried, excited, or calm. There's nothing wrong with you. Your brain is just doing its best in a very noisy world. Reflection is how we gently turn the volume down and listen again. Reflection means slowing the movie of your life just enough to notice what you felt, what you thought, what happened, what you learned. Our family practices things like quiet time, breathing, and meditation because your nervous system needs a place to rest. When your body feels safer and calmer, your mind becomes clearer. When your mind is clearer, your choices become kinder and wiser. Reflection helps you remember who you are. And so that's just a little part of the introduction that we read to our kids tonight, and then talked a lot about, sorry, my gum got stuck to my teeth.
It's okay. Hey, who did that? Who wrote that?
I did.
No, who wrote that? I feel like Hayden to Jonah. I'm sorry. It's a bit of an inside joke. And he says, who did that? I did. No, who did that? And he says, oh, some guy. You did this yourself?
Yeah, just as like a part of our tradition for our kids. And we're having them like wrap up their ideas into little gifts that we used to do gifts to Jesus, which acted as like our goals for the new year.
I'm
But
reacting this
they're-
way because that just seems so wonderfully profound for children in just I get the impression you sort of dashed this off as an idea for Christmas
Yeah,
because
Yeah,
it's amazing.
it's gonna be our new. I mean, I have it printed out on like card stock, so we can do it every single year. But for the kids, we really want them to know what it means to reflect, because I never felt like I reflected as a child, as a Mormon. And it's not that I didn't have the time to. I did lots of prayer and lots of time thinking, but my thinking was about how to be what I was supposed to be. And that's a very different kind of thinking. I was trying to be the best Mormon girl, follower of Christ, member of my family, all within the context of Mormonism. And now we can offer to our kids a reflection that's based on their own bodies and the signals that they're getting from themselves about who they are and what they need. And we're trying so hard to teach them to listen. And it's not only hard because we're not Mormon and we don't have this curriculum to follow. It's hard because the world makes it really hard in this day and age. I mean, our kids will reach for screens if we don't have anything else planned. And so we have to stop and take that time. And we've gotten so much better. We used to do family scripture read every night, and now we do family meditation every single night. And we've been good about it. And I feel so good about the fact that they understand what their feelings are because I don't think I did growing up. I didn't know how to tell what I was feeling most of the time.
I still don't.
It's hard.
Well, and I love the way Cami put this, and it connected to what I wanted to share tonight about Christmas, which is, people have lots of different definitions of scripture, but I think scripture is something that's profound and teaches us something about morality, things that are like true, that you like feel in your bones, almost like something they can't really justify. And obviously, as a believer, my definition of scripture would have included things like the standard works, but it also included things like Charles Dickens' A Christmas Carol. And I think about when Cami talks about reflection, it connects to me with this idea in A Christmas Carol that, it's not really a story that involves theism in any way. There's no divine command involved in the story. The reason that Scrooge changes is simply because his perspective changes. He gets the opportunity to see his past, his present, the effects that his actions have on other people, and then where those actions are going to lead if he does not change. There's no moralizing about it. It's pure reflection-driven ethics and morals. And I think that's why it's been one of those stories that ever since I was a kid, I would read it to my siblings growing up on Christmas Eve. So it's just always on my mind every Christmas Eve, because I think it is one of those profound truths that the more we understand how our actions affect other people, that is the basis for morality, is observation and caring about what other people experience because of your actions.
Yeah, and if I can just add one more thing. So sprinkled throughout this little mini whatever tradition that I made are affirmations, which I have gone back and forth on because I hated memorizing things. I know Colby says this all the time too. When you're just forced to memorize all the things for Preach My Gospel or scriptures. I had so many things memorized, the Young Women's Theme and the Standard of Truth. But I want my kids to have things that can ground them in something real. And so we've developed affirmations for them to say, and we're going to say them tonight right after this while holding candles. But I'm just going to read a few of them because when you actually get to think about it, you can really create affirmations that can ground you in something real. So we're going to all say together things like, my choices matter. I can choose how I show up. Small actions build the world I want to live in. My attention is valuable. Stillness is a skill I am learning. My nervous system deserves care. I am allowed to take up space in this world. I am allowed to inhabit my own life instead of constantly trying to escape it. I'll just leave it at that.
That's amazing.
Love it.
That's
Merry
wonderful. I want a
Christmas,
full
you
report on these kids in 20 years and see where they are.
Well, I hope it sinks in. We
bet
came
it
back
is.
here and now they're playing Mario Kart out there.
They'll probably all just be randos on the internet, let's be honest.
I hope somebody's minding the store while you're in here. Someone's there, right?
Mario Kart is minding the
our
store.
12-year-olds out there.
Okay. All right. Well, if that smoke you smell, you probably better go.
Merry
Hey,
Christmas,
thank
guys.
you so much for joining us. That's wonderful.
Of
Cami,
course.
very impressed. Colby, wonderful to see you as usual. I look forward to seeing you again on Saturday morning.
You got it, buddy.
We just can't get enough of each other. Total man crush.
Merry Christmas. You too.
Yeah.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas.
Take care.
Bye-bye. Wow. I couldn't believe she wrote that and she just dashed it off. I knew she just dashed it off as soon as I knew she wrote it. It was so profound. Amazing.
Yeah,
And
folks
that-
are asking for her to share that. So she
Yeah.
got to post it.
What a great idea.
Yeah.
My parents' ideas of Christmas traditions were getting in the car on Christmas Eve and going and seeing the Christmas lights on other people's houses.
Yeah. There you go. I love it. We did that too. Drive around. You see all the homes that highly decorated around their property. Yeah. Such a fun time.
Yeah. But then you end up like me, and I have trouble, reflecting at all. But I've actually had 3 very important insights recently, and one of them today or yesterday, this year, into my own character. So thrust upon me by circumstances and literature. And I'm not going to talk about those, at least not right now, because it's kind of personal. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Maybe we get a different you showing up because you got that insight about yourself. So,
Well, this is the character that shows up all the time, the one that you think is me.
oh,
RFM. So that was Liler. There's Colby and Cami. Oh my gosh, guess who's next on the list? Bill.
this guy.
It's John Lundwall, Dr. John Lundwall. How are you doing?
Happy Christmas, gentlemen. Bill, I love your garland, your flashing garland.
Yeah.
I know it's about
RFM,
to
Merry
cause a
Christmas. You
seizure
look
over here.
dapper. Very
I'm about to
nice.
get a seizure because of his necklace.
Well, his necklace does outshine your scarf there, literally.
Yes.
Hey, it's been a great lineup. I've thoroughly enjoyed your show. I've had a penetrating insight on your Christmas Eve special. I
You
was
have a book to
listening
read
to
like John
Rabbi
Dehlin?
Joe impart some beautiful, deep wisdom, and I only caught about a tenth of what he said, and I realized the great apostasy was really the result of bad Wi-Fi. And this whole time I thought it was the Catholic Church that started it, but
That's,
and now I've got it.
now it's
I don't
you.
think this is coincidence.
That was karma.
Yes. Oh, well, here we go. Hey, I thought I would just share what I do during the Christmas season. Do you have my photos that you can
I do
pop
have your
up?
photos. I got them all ready. Dr. Lundwall had taken some photos. He's actually quite famous for the photos he takes out in nature. And this is from recently, isn't it? I'm so sorry, Bill. There you go.
Yeah, every Christmas season, every winter solstice, I go out into the Utah desert, and so this is just a couple days ago. Generally at a Native American rock art shrine or panel, but I've been looking for this rock shelter for some time and finally found it. It's out in the middle of nowhere.
John,
Yes.
how did you know it was there to look for if you hadn't found it first?
Well, we are tracking the motif in that shelter. There's another rock shelter in Clear Creek Canyon that has that motif of these kind of triangles. It's the Water Mountain motif. It appears amongst the ancestral Puebloans of the 11th century, and it's appearing in the Fremont near cave shelters around 11 to 1200 CE. And we believe they're using these cave shelters as kivas. So if that's true, then that would be the first Fremont kiva that we are aware of. So I am.
Help me out, John. A kiva is a structure in which some Native Americans used to perform religious rituals.
That is correct. A subterranean circular structure. It has a hole in the floor or the wall called a sipapu, which is the umbilicus to the underworld that connects the living with the eternal fertile powers of the underworld and the sky world. This motif here is really a bridge to the sky world. There is a belief amongst the ancestral Puebloans that the ancestors, some of them turn to rain spirits. And so you do your rituals to mediate with the ancestors so that they bring the eternal powers of the cosmos to the land and to the tribe. This shelter is oriented to the winter solstice. So I was there hopefully to film the sunrise on the horizon. Do you want to hit the
So was that
next
just
photo?
2 or 3 days ago?
Yeah, I was there Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
So this is not a baptismal font.
It's a no, not a baptismal
It
font.
used to be, but when Jesus came, it got turned on its side.
Yeah.
A sun priest said in here, probably over generations, that mountain in the back is Monroe Peak. The tallest peak is where the winter solstice from this position rises over the peak. And they were watching for that actually a few weeks before the solstice, they started to perform their winter ceremonies. And so this is where they were doing that. So it's a, long forgotten sacred space, their version of a temple. But anyway, I was there to film the sunrise. Cultures for thousands of years have been performing ceremonies and festivals around the winter solstice, around all the summer and winter solstice, but around the winter solstice because it's a time of rebirth and new life, and it's just different variations of it. Christmas certainly is a celebration along the same theme, but instead of tinsel and blinking lights, they were watching the sunrise, and that's what I do, is track the sun, and it's actually quite beautiful. I had a great time. Next picture.
Hey,
Because
wait a second. Looks
Rebecca
like
and
some hobos
Landon
dropped
showed
by.
up. And so, yeah, no, I invited them down, and I wish you guys could have been there. We had
I
this.
didn't get invited.
What's that?
I didn't get invited, John.
You're invited next year.
Thank you.
We built a campfire. We only had one patch of clear sky, and it was the night before the solstice, and the stars were amazing. The stars came out, and we could see the Milky Way, thousands of stars. It was absolutely beautiful. I had a bottle of wine, and these guys are so Mormon, ex-Mormon. They do not drink wine.
They don't even drink wine. Wow. Hey, John, it just occurred to me we should identify. This is Landon Brophy and Rebecca Biblioteca.
Yes.
And they camped out with you
Yes.
overnight?
Well, they had a cabin.
There's a cabin out there.
Yeah, it's a rudimentary cabin.
Okay. Okay.
And it's quite nice.
So Rebecca wasn't sleeping on the ground or anything.
No,
Okay.
no one was sleeping on the ground. I slept in a pit house, which is awesome. You should come, RFM, next year. Bring a sleeping bag. You'll have a little heater and a fire and a bottle of wine, and it'll be fantastic.
And a cabin, I hope.
This is us in a different rock shelter. I was there to film the winter solstice sunrise, and of course it was all cloudy, so I didn't get it. But next picture, that is a previous photograph of the winter solstice sunrise from that rock shelter. You can see it's covered in petroglyphs from the inside. That motif in the previous shelter is actually painted on the opposing canyon wall. It's huge, so that you can see it from this shelter. So they're using it for similar purposes. And then just to end our trip, next slide.
John, can I ask you a question before you get to the next slide? I just want to know this because this seems like amazing. Are you the only people up there? Do other people come here to watch the solstice from this location?
As far as I know, we are the only people that watch the solstice from the location. It's a well-known location, but people don't realize that it's a winter solstice viewing shrine. And there, so I've spent 5 years in this canyon doing research. So next year we hope to have a book published on this canyon, and it will have a lot of fascinating insights. So we're quite excited about that.
And hopefully some birch bark scrolls to boot. Oh, what's this? Wait a second. There's a natural formation.
There's the fonts. I knew they were going to be
yes. I couldn't do the RFM Christmas special without showing the special baptismal fonts that are in the canyon. There's these Mystic Springs, and Rebecca and Landon, they were there, and of course, they're always up to no good, and so they said, "Hey, why don't we go skinny dipping?"
What? Who said that? Rebecca or Landon? Specifically.
What's that? Oh, it was all Rebecca.
Wow.
I told her I couldn't do that because of the court order, but she insisted. So
I guess it's not always the quiet ones.
Next slide.
Okay, here we go.
Here we are.
Oh,
happy winter solstice. Happy Christmas, everyone.
That is nice. Now you're saying these are springs? So
They're actually hot springs in the canyon, and they have put these tubs to collect the water, and they've been there for years. And so the minerals have actually grown around the tubs. They've grown into the hillside, covered with the mineral deposits. So, and the water is very warm. I mean, it's 106 degrees or more. It was toasty in there.
Well, that's why you can't have any clothes on. It's too hot.
Well, they have swimsuits on. They didn't tell me that was mandatory until it was too late. So,
well,
all right, last slide. I just want
to the sky too, don't you? Look at
what's
this.
that? I just wanted to leave your audience in your show with this picture I took in March of this year. I took my 2 sons to New Zealand, and we visited Ganesh Chirian, and had such a wonderful time there. I want to thank Ganesh, but I take my camera around the world, and it's very hard to get clear sky shots. But man, New Zealand has beautiful skies, and they're upside down.
It's beautiful. I got to ask you, what is that in Orion that's not supposed to be there?
That's Orion's belt, and
Yeah, his
above it
belt,
is
but look above
Orion's
it, right
sword.
above it.
Yeah, it's Orion's sword, but
But his
it's
sword
upside
hangs from the
down.
belt, right?
From
It's upside down in
our
it?
latitude, it that whole constellation should be flipped.
Oh my gosh. Okay. So his
Right?
sword is like sticking upright
That's right. It's
down
sticking
there.
up.
Okay.
Yes, like a phallus, which is what the pyramid texts identify it as. But
That makes sense. Men.
so yeah, no, this is a tree in Wanaka, South Island. I lit up the beach, try to get the rocks to reflect the light like the stars in the sky, and boy, we had such a great time. It's so beautiful. Nature can be so beautiful as long as you're prepared. And so I enjoy the season by going out and taking photographs like this and tracking the sun, and it actually fills my life with beauty and joy. So I want to just leave this image and that message as the internet flashes out, and Merry Christmas to all.
Thank you so much, John. That's beautiful. I love it. Thank you. And Merry Christmas to you too.
Bye-bye.
Wow. That's like the white tree of Gondor.
Beautiful photo.
The sword of Orion, famous for containing, I think, the Orion Nebula is in the sword, I think.
I went to the observatory here in Cedar City. They've got a college observatory, and the general public is invited most Mondays. And so I went, and I never had a good telescope in my life outside, like a $30 one from Walmart or whatever. And if this one here is like the size of, if I stretch my hands out all the way, that would be from one side of this telescope to the other on the width of it. And I look in the hole and I see Mars, and Mars is crystal clear, but I mean, it's the size of just the tip of my pinky nail inside the telescope, but I could see the rings and everything. It was one of those moments where it was overwhelming and underwhelming at the exact same time. Anyway,
maybe you're probably looking at Saturn when you saw the rings.
Saturn. Yeah. Sorry. It was Saturn.
Okay.
Anyway, but it was like, you could see it so clear. You could see the rings going around it. You could see the planet. But it was just it's so far away, even with a great telescope, it's just this tiniest little thing.
It's amazing what you can see with a telescope.
Yeah.
That's really cool.
Yeah. It was a great time.
Guess who's next on the show, Bill?
It's going to be some real crime for the second time tonight, right?
Not real.
True crime.
And hidden, maybe. Maybe you can see it. Maybe you can. I don't know. Lauren, Matthias, how are you doing?
Good. Not always the best welcome to be like. And for Christmas Eve, we've got crime. But I will not bring the crime tonight.
Mystery.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
No crime. No crime.
Megan is doing crime too.
Yes.
See, I'm trying to say as many things as I can about her so I can practice saying her name correctly.
Megan. Yes. Megan. She also, we often talk true crime together. Yeah. But we will leave crime home at Christmas Eve and not talk about it here.
Well, it's so nice to see you.
Yeah, you too. Thank you for having me on. I just want to say it means so much that you do this, and I'm honored to be here for a second year. And it helps me on Christmas Eve. So I want to say that. So thank you for doing this show. It means a lot that you do this for the community. And then I also I loved Colby and Cammie's tradition that they shared. That was impressive and that was heartfelt. I want everyone to know, though, that if you don't have traditions like that, that's okay, because I will, after this, be taking my family to In-N-Out Burger. That's what we do on Christmas. So
that's cool. You know that when Cammie and Colby's kids grow up, they're all going to have long hair, wear beads, and live in San Francisco.
Right. Right. And my family's cholesterol will be high. But hey, it works. It works for us. When our child was his first Christmas, we were tired, older parents, and all our plans went out the window. And we said, let's just go to In-N-Out Burger, and we've been doing it ever since. So, yeah,
And they're open this late on Christmas Eve?
they are. For those that need a late meal on Christmas Eve, you can snag yourself some animal fries at In-N-Out. They
Wow.
are open late on Christmas Eve. So
Animal fries, that means something. What does that mean?
it means really, really good fries. You take fries that are fried and then you put sauce on them and cheese and bacon and
Oh.
grilled onions, and they're delicious. Animal fries at In-N-Out.
So they're just like really, really calorie and fat laden.
Yes.
That's
Yes.
the animal part.
Yes, 'tis the season. So
Not unhealthy enough just being French fries. No, In-N-Out is going to one up that.
yeah,
I just
yeah.
went to
So
one
anyway,
In-N-Out burger the first time this year.
really?
Andy Bell took me, and it was wonderful.
Really? And did you see the scripture on the bottom of the cup? So I guess I say that to make myself feel a little bit better, you know, as some of us celebrate Christ, you know, it's the Christian thing to do, go to In-N-Out. So you have a John scripture in the bottom of each cup.
I don't know if I enjoyed the food more than the seagulls, but it was really good. What are you talking about? There's just the same scriptures on the bottom of each cup?
On an In-N-Out cup. Yeah, if you order a soda or lemonade or a root beer, someone help me remember which scripture it is
I'm
that
sure
they
it's
share.
3:16.
I think it might be, I don't know which one.
Gotta
But
be
yeah.
3:16, right?
So
For God so loved the world that he gave his only begotten son, that whosoever believeth in him should not perish but have everlasting life. Something like that.
yes, yes.
That's
So
in the
anyway,
version that the Mormon church doesn't use exclusively anymore.
do they not?
No,
you
this is
oh,
on the news. Well, the
oh,
newscast last Monday. Yeah.
interesting. You teach, I need to get caught up. I've been
Can you
working on
imagine? It's not just the
true crime.
the KJV anymore, says the Mormon church.
I didn't know. Great. That's great. Okay. Change. I was actually going to talk about change tonight. I mean, I wasn't going to talk about In-N-Out Burger this whole time, but I was actually going to talk about growth and change and how that's a big part of my life. Every year I embrace change because everything changes, whether we like it or not, for good or for bad, right? And I was been thinking about my little boy who's actually sort of mourning his childhood. This may be the last year of Santa Claus. He's told me that like growing up is kind of hard for him, and change, I think, is just something that can be hard for human beings in general. It can be for me, and I try to embrace it. But I wanted to share a little gift that I was giving my little boy this year. It'll be in his stocking. It's a little giraffe charm. And it says, you are unique. You should always stand tall, for no one is like you. Why, no one at all. This little giraffe is a reminder of what life is about. You don't need to fit in. You were born to stand out. And I think when I think about growth and change or growth, with change comes growth, you know, vice versa, what comes first, right? I think it's just about embracing yourself and embracing ourselves and who we are, the good and the bad. I'm in true crime. So even your dark sides, your good sides, every side of you, and just owning that and embracing change. And you know, this last year I've learned a lot, and I brought up a text from a friend of mine. I was talking to her via texting and sharing about some grief I'd been experiencing this year and some things going on. And what she wrote back to me meant so much that I just wanted to share it here, if that's okay.
Sure.
She said, welcome the tangled stuff in. Say, hello, what are you here to teach me? But don't let it stay forever or dominate your narrative. You're a whole beautiful being with many dynamic parts. It's okay to feel broken, cheated, fooled, anxious, and it's also okay to be the opposites. None of us are all of any one thing. The one constant is change, emotionally and otherwise. Let these emotions change as you change and as the moment-to-moment changes happens. Let me keep going. My friend told me I could share this. Don't forget to pay attention to your beautiful parts, though. Don't judge yourself so harshly. Practice it daily. Be your best friend, your advocate, and your safe place. This takes daily moment to moment living. Loving ourselves is difficult when we've been culturally taught to seek our own worth outside of ourselves. So now we have to flip the script, and it's super hard. I understand this. I would submit that all parts of you, all emotions, and all versions of who you've been and who you will become are all necessary and beautiful. They make you who you are. We are all more than the limited stories we tell ourselves. And I just thought that was beautiful as I've been thinking about how I've changed this year and how I've grown this year and how next year will continue and things change for good and for bad. Sometimes I want to stop time. I want to embrace this probably last year of Santa Claus. I think my son does too. I want to, keep these moments forever and take pictures of what I'm afraid to lose and realize that next year I will believe different things than I did last year. And, for good or for bad, but to love and embrace change and to love every part of who we've been in the past and in the future and to own that and to own that growth. So that's what I've been thinking about this year between my trips to In-N-Out Burger. So
Yeah, that's really nice. How are you doing with internalizing that message?
good. I'm grateful for my friend that sent it. I think that that's why it's been on my mind. I think I think that I always try to embrace change and to embrace and be open to the dark, if that makes sense, and to the chaos and to the hardships. And I've always learned, though, that there's always a little bit more to accept, a little bit more inside to maybe even allow when that happens, it can be difficult. But I think that the more I learn about myself, I think the more content I can be to just own who I am and be honest with who I am and grow and change. So I've been thinking a lot about that. I don't think I'm being very eloquent right now. That was a good question. I haven't thought about it. I don't know if I'm like pinpointing it very well, but I think that I'm learning a little bit more about myself, embracing a little bit more of myself. The good, the bad, and the ugly, and allowing it to happen. And just trying to be okay with who I am.
And the reason I
I don't
ask
know if
is
that makes
because
sense.
usually I'm my own worst enemy.
Yeah. Yes. I think that text came from my friend when I was being my own worst enemy and there was shame. And so I think maybe that's where it's been a good show. I don't know if you've seen it, but K-pop Demon Hunters. Have you heard of it? It's a great children's show on Netflix, K-pop Demon Hunters. It's a lot about shame. It's a lot about digging into those parts you don't like about yourself and being your worst enemy and sort of embracing all of it. And I think that's maybe a little bit of what I'm trying to tell my son with this gift too. You're unique, always stand tall, for no one is like you. I know it all. This little giraffe is a reminder of what life is about. You don't need to fit in. You were born to stand out. So I think I am trying to just, learn to love every part of myself. And I hope that others can do that too, because there's freedom in that and freedom in embracing change and growth and hardships and grief. There's been a lot of grief this year for me. I had a loss of a brother and grief isn't a linear line. It's up and down. And I guess I'm not making a lot of sense. And this is like a little therapy session now before.
Sometimes feelings don't make sense.
But
if they
I
made sense,
hope.
they wouldn't be feelings. I think that's right. I'm not sure.
Sure.
What do you think, Bill?
Brett, I've been watching all night, and Brett
Oh, yeah.
Metcalf said it well. He gave grace and respect to anyone and everyone. And I hope that, I guess, everyone can do that for themselves too. I think it's easy to say love one another. We're taught that, but also make room to love yourself, your flaws, your imperfections. It's beautiful. And so give grace to others, respect others, but also, give that love to yourself too.
The K-pop Demon Hunters is the most highly requested cartoon by my grandkids.
It is wonderful.
Yeah, they
And
over and over.
I don't know if, have you watched it, Bill? Have you watched it with them?
Yeah, and they would like to watch it over and over again, but I've seen it once all the way through.
And are you singing along with them? You've got to, you need those songs, man. They are catchy. You play those in your car. I mean, it's great.
I didn't think I would like it, and I very much enjoyed watching it with them.
RFM, you got to watch it. It's
K-pop Demon Hunters.
K-pop Demon Hunters.
Is that right? K-pop?
Uh-huh. It's a good
like
one.
K-tel.
Uh-huh.
What
But
were
Bill,
those records back in the 70s?
that's what I took out of it, though, was this sort of discussion on shame and how we all sort of hide a bit of ourselves, and we all have this shame. And when you embrace that, and are okay with that, and whatever it is, and just be who you are, you can be your best self. I think it's what I'm trying to teach my son right now. It's something I'm trying to brace as well.
Yeah, I won't give away the show for those who haven't seen it, but there's a character in the show who pushes back against a thing when in the mirror that person is the thing. And anyway, there is a bigger story being told if you pay attention. So I'm so glad that you picked up on that and shared that with us tonight, Lauren.
Yeah. Then I also just want to say to those that are alone this Christmas, I'm thinking of you. I have been alone on several Christmases. Maybe that's one reason why I want to make time stop right now, because I'm lucky to be with a family I love, and it's precious for me. But I've also been alone, and I've also had hard Christmases. And so I'm thinking of everyone wherever they are this year. A lot can change in a year, for good and for bad. And so I just want everyone, I thank you for doing this again, Bill and RFM, because I'm thinking of everyone out there. So I know that Christmas can be beautiful for many, and it can be really hard some years. And so, yeah, I hope everyone's okay out there.
Thank you, Lauren. And Merry Christmas to you and to your husband and to your son. And I just hope you have a wonderful new year.
Yeah.
Thank you. You too.
Sorry for your loss. Bye-bye.
Thank you. Bye.
Well, you never know what's going to happen on the Radio Free Mormon Christmas special, do you?
No, and every year I'm intrigued by the various people that you have come on, their faces that we all recognize, and they all have different messages, and inevitably those messages come from different directions, and I am touched every year by the things that the folks you have come on say. Yeah.
That was very special and touching. Well, we got another professor here ready to come on the stage. Look, it's Thomas Murphy.
Well,
I love the
hello.
hat.
Happy holidays,
That looks
RFM
great.
and Bill Reel. It's good to be here.
Good to see you.
Thank you so much, Tom. I love the hat and I love the sweatshirt. It looks like the sweatshirt should have written on it, "Now I have a machine gun." Oh.
No, it's we.
What is it? Oh, it's so small.
See, we will all have clear minds. Cycle of Ceremonies project. It's Haudenosaunee Mohawk. Mohawk shirt from Six Nations Reserve in Ontario.
Yes.
And, it's honoring the cycles of the season. So we're at solstice now, right? And the light is coming back. We had the longest night, or the shortest day and the longest night of the year.
Yes.
Just a couple of days ago, and now the light's coming back, and people are celebrating holidays like Christmas Eve. So Merry Christmas Eve to all of you.
Merry
And
Christmas Eve to you too. I know you may have something prepared, but I also wanted to congratulate you on your forthcoming book.
indeed, thank you. Yeah, there's a picture of the cover on the back here.
Can you tell us
And I
about
have
it?
something to say about that, actually.
Okay,
So,
please do.
well, I don't have a story this time, or no, I'm not going to pull anything out of a hat. You may remember that, but I do a couple of years ago. I did share a little bit of this story that I want to repeat a portion of it. But I met RFM actually on Valentine's Day of all days, so I do associate you with holidays. That was in 2022.
I think we don't need to hear any more about that story, Tom.
My wife Carrie and I were walking down the street. Actually, there was a big snowstorm, so we had over a foot of snow, and we're walking around our neighborhood in snowshoes because there was so much snow. And it was actually, for Carrie, my wife, it was her first chance to be out in snowshoes again after her stroke. So she was, we're getting around, not falling down, which was pretty good. And we're going along our neighborhood streets, and there's this crazy guy walking down the middle of the road. And and he looks at me and he goes, "Thomas Murphy?" I'm like, "Who's this crazy guy?"
Crazy guy knows your name. That's not good.
And he introduces himself as Radio Free Mormon, and I'm panicking because I just discovered I was behind enemy lines.
I was wondering if you didn't know Radio Free Mormon.
Yeah, I did. I was a big fan of your show already, so it was great to meet you. And we had a great conversation that included an invitation to come on this show. And as I remember, you wanted me to talk about DNA in the Book of Mormon. I said I had something better. And I wanted to talk about this new book I was working on. And so I want to thank you for the opportunity to come on Mormonism Live and share what was the first podcast length discussion of some of the early material as I was working on my book back in 2022. And that episode was episode 72. We called it Neophytes and Lamanites.
Yes. Very clever title.
Yeah. And that was at one point going to be the title of my book. I changed it later. I came up with what I think is a better one, Unsettling Scripture.
Unsettling Scripture?
Yes.
Is that out now?
It is coming out in April. If you look at this sign, to torture me, it says fall 2025. That's a reminder that academic presses work by their own schedule.
Yes.
And
the movie Titanic had a lot of delays too. They had posters out saying it was coming out, and then it was like years. So
yeah, it was in the fall 2025 catalog of the University of Utah Press. So it did make the catalog.
Okay. That's more than I've made.
Yeah.
I haven't even made the catalog yet.
Well, the book is quite a project. Technically, some of the material I was working on more than 30 years ago when I was doing my dissertation. But the bulk of the work I've done over the last 10 to 12 years. So it's a tremendous project. But
we will have you on, hopefully, before then, to talk in more detail about it. Can you give the folks a thumbnail version of what's in the book?
Yeah, I do hope to come back, talk in more detail. But yeah, the short version of it is, Mormons have been taking around this text, or members of the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints have been taking around this text that we call the Book of Mormon. And the Book of Mormon, if you read the title page, claims to present a story about how American Indians came to be. And funny thing is, indigenous people have their own stories about how Mormons came to be. And so the book is essentially taking the stories that Mormons have been telling about indigenous people and putting them in dialogue with the stories that the the indigenous people of upstate New York, where the Book of Mormon, where the plates were supposedly found from which the Book of Mormon is claimed to be translated, what the Iroquois have to say about Mormons. They have their own stories about how Mormons came to be. And there are some interesting differences between the indigenous stories and the Mormon stories. The way Joseph Smith told the story, he got those plates from a dead man who appeared to him, a dead white Indian, in essence, Moroni, well, or Nephi, depending on which account you read. But basically, a treasure guardian / angel appears to him and shares these plates, a dead man. But in all the indigenous stories, where I wouldn't say all of them, but most of the Iroquois indigenous stories about how Mormons came to be, it's living people that interact with Joseph Smith. So we get the voices of the dead versus the voices of the living. And Iroquois who called themselves the Haudenosaunee, and the Haudenosaunee is a league of 5 and later 6 nations. Those nations are the Mohawks, the Oneidas, the Onondagas, the Cayugas, and the Senecas, and then the Tuscaroras joined the Confederation later. Oneidas, interestingly, are specifically named in the Book of Mormon, and we discussed that in that previous episode. But the Oneidas, the Senecas as well. Senecas are the people in the area of Palmyra. They claim that they shared some of their stories with Joseph Smith, and that those ended up in the Book of Mormon. And so I go through those stories, and I also look at the context of Iroquois, or the lands of the Haudenosaunee, and how those are depicted in the Book of Mormon, and the events in the Book of Mormon kind of replay historic events in the 18th and 19th century with some characters that resemble actual historical people rather than ancient Americans. And so as a gift to you and all of your, well, to you specifically, RFM, you will get an advanced copy, okay, and Bale Reel as well, so you can share. And for your listeners, I have a Christmas gift. I will give you a code that you can use right now at the University of Utah Press to take 35% off of the cover price. And that code I will put in the chat after I'm done here, but I'll say it out loud.
Okay, I'm writing. I've got it again right here.
Yeah. It's Winter, WINTER.
Case doesn't matter. It
So
doesn't matter.
Winter 35.
Okay, big case, little case, doesn't matter.
All caps.
Okay, so I got it. Winter
35.
Okay.
For 35% off. Use that before the end of the year, and you can get 35% off at the University of Utah Press. The book is available at Amazon and all those other places, but thank you. This code is good only at the University of Utah Press.
So this is a pre-order basis.
Yes.
35% off is unheard of on a book. So that's amazing, Thomas.
Yeah,
So
it's a Christmas gift. Thank you to the University of Utah Press as well.
Well, it costs 500 books retail.
Yeah. And for those of you that want a preview, I also have another gift. And this is courtesy of Dialogue, a Journal of Mormon Thought. I have an article that just appeared this month in Dialogue. The title is White is a Night, the Book of Mormon's Misappropriation of the Iroquois Great Law of Peace. So this article takes some things that I had to cut from my book for the lack of space, and then a synthesis of the argument of the book, and puts them together.
Fantastic. What is that? You said Dialogue, the most recent Dialogue?
Yes, Dialogue, a Journal of Mormon Thought.
And the name of it again?
Is White is a Night. So you
White
remember
is an
that phrase, no more ites among us?
Fourth Nephi.
Right. So funny thing about that is that you have this transformation that happens after Christ appears in ancient America, and all the people become one in Christ, and white, fair and delightsome, to use the precise term in the book. And they declare there are no more ites among us. But if you really think about it, white is an ite. So there were ites. And what this article does is look at that misappropriation of the Iroquois Great Law of Peace, the story of the peacemaker that's recast in the Book of Mormon as Jesus coming to ancient America. This is a well-known oral tradition in Haudenosaunee communities. And when the federal government, when Mormon lawmakers tried to use the federal government to put the Book of Mormon's idea of a great peace into action, they created a program in the 1950s called termination that would terminate the sovereignty of indigenous peoples. And at that time, indigenous activists pointed to the Book of Mormon itself as a misappropriation of the Iroquois Great Law of Peace. So the article tells the story of that and then compares the Book of Mormon's accounts of Jesus coming to ancient America with the Iroquois accounts of the peacemaker and his uniting of the 5 nations that would make up the Haudenosaunee people.
Sounds like Jesus to me, Tom.
So that article is free to all of you. All you need to do is you Google my name and white is an ite, or Google white is an ite and dialogue, and it will come up, and it's free. So that's my.
I was
Christmas
joking
gift
when
to
I
all of
said
you.
that, by the way, Tom. When you talked about the peacemaker, I said, sounds like Jesus to me.
Oh, yeah.
Tom, thank you so much. We'll have you on real soon to talk about your paper and also about this wonderful book you've got coming out in April. And remember, go to Dialogue. I guess it is. It's a Dialogue you go to enter
Yes.
the code, all caps, winter 35 to get 35% off. You got to do that and pre-order it by the end of the year.
So for that discount, it's the University of Utah Press.
That's
not
University of
Dialogue.
Utah Press, not
Right.
Dialogue.
Yeah, the article at Dialogue is free to everyone. And Bill just put the link in the show on the screen, and then it's also in the chat. And I was going to do that. Maybe I'll still do it. Add a second listing in the chat. And I wish everyone here happy holidays, happy solstice, Kwanzaa, or whatever your traditions are that you're celebrating. Enjoy the holidays and wish you well.
Thank you so much, Tom. You name it, I'll celebrate it.
Thank you, Tom.
Merry Christmas.
Christmas.
Merry
You're
Christmas.
your wonderful wife, okay?
I will.
Thank
Bye.
you. Tom is such a nice guy. I mean, genuinely nice guy, which I know from personal experience.
Yeah, it's been fun to be part of the conversation as he's worked out details for this book. So that's really cool to see his scholarship play out, and now it goes into sort of the final project. So good for him.
Yes. Well, we're down to our last 3 guests. Next, we've got Summer. In summer. How are you doing? Are you muted?
Yes, I was.
Oh,
I knew
God.
I was muted though.
I wanted to say that to you for so long.
Unlike us,
You caught me so many times, and you always laugh. How does it feel?
Feels good. Listen, I don't know how I'm supposed to follow up with that, guys. I mean, last year I was after Natasha Helfer, and I said, please don't do that again. Now you put me behind Dr. Lundahl and freaking Lauren, and now Dr. Murphy. I didn't meet you guys on Valentine's Day. Like, I don't even know what to bring to the party now.
Boy, I don't know. Can you sing a song or something? Like
No,
In Summer. Is
Yes,
that the name of the song from Frozen that the snowman sings?
in summer. Yes, it
Yes.
is. Olaf.
That's what I was trying to do when I went In Summer.
Yeah.
That was me doing the snowman.
Well, I actually wrote a poem. I wrote a poem this time because I'm really honored to be part of this tradition. And it's there. You guys just have such great presenters, like Bill was saying. Everybody kind of brings their own thing to it. For me, I wanted to speak to the transition process that a lot of my friends are in, a lot of your viewers are in. So this is for anyone who believed deeply in something, whether that is faith or a system or a person, and they woke up and realized it wasn't what they thought it was supposed to be. And so, yeah, I wrote this myself, and it's called The Truest Acts Begin. You guys can hear me okay, right? I'm good
I
to
can
go?
hear you just fine.
Okay.
And yeah, go ahead, please.
Okay.
We're all very interested in hearing this poem.
Here we go. We learned our lines before we learned our voice. Before we knew belief was not a choice. The stage was set, the lights were warm. We wore the role, we loved the form. We hit our marks, we faced the crowd. We spoke the truth, we'd been allowed. Applause meant good, doubt meant flaw. The script was God, the rest was awe. Each scene explained the one before, each answer closed another door. And meaning felt so tightly sealed, it never crossed our minds to peel. Until one night, mid-monologue, the ceiling flickered, just a jog. The stage light hummed, a backdrop shook, a line rang hollow when we spoke. The prompter paused, the cue went dead. A sentence landed wrong instead. We said the words, they sounded thin, like cardboard faith dressed up as skin. And then it happened, quiet, clean, no thunderbolt, no drastic scene. No voice from heaven, no divine shout, just silence where there once was sound. The crowd was gone, the lights stayed on, the play did not go marching on. No new act waiting in the wings, no tidy end to all these sacred things. And suddenly we understood the world we knew was plywood, painted skies, rehearsed replies, a set designed to look like life. This wasn't sin, this wasn't pride, this wasn't darkness creeping inside. This was the moment Truman knew the sea was fake, the horizon too. The fear came first, of course it did. You don't wake up without the dread. The grief of roles you played so well, the loss of stories you could tell. We mourn the self we were praised to be. We mourn the safety of certainty. The rules, the rails, the watching eye, the comfort of a scripted why. But here's the turn they never show, the part no doctrine lets you know. When the illusion finally breaks, the stage does not collapse to flakes. The floor holds firm, the breath remains, the heart still beats, life still sustains. No trapdoor opens, you don't fall, you're just awake, that's all. No narrator explains the next scene, no moral wraps it up pristine, but something quieter takes place. You begin to feel your feet and your face. You speak a line that isn't fed, you choose a step that isn't led. No cue cards, no divine disguise, just open air, just honest eyes. The light that shines is not a test, it's not a threat, it doesn't bless. It simply shows what's always been, a human soul mid-act, unseen. And maybe this is where hope lives, not only in the answers heaven gives, but in the courage to remain when meaning must be self-sustained. The play goes on, but not the same. No assigned role, no promised fame. Just living truth from scene to scene. No audience, no script, just being. So if this Christmas finds you here, mid-stage, awake, unsure, and sincere, know this, the loss you feel is real, but so is the ground beneath your heel. You did not fail, you did not stray, you did not ruin Christmas Day. You simply saw the set for what it was and chose a life without applause. The lights are on, the stage is yours, not to perform, but to explore. And that, my friend, is not the end, it's where the truest acts begin.
Wow.
That's
Very,
it.
very nice. Oh my gosh. I almost laughed. I think I laughed out loud and then I had to mute myself when
Oh
you said the
gosh.
part about what was it? Every answer closes another door or something, shuts another
Yes.
door.
Yeah. The
Yeah,
search.
that was really nice. I like that one.
Thank you.
And there are other parts too later on, but that was the first one. And I thought I got to remember that. Got to remember
Thank
that.
you. I wanted to speak to a lot of Bill. You talk about this a lot about how, everyone talks about the darkest soul of night and just how difficult it is. I think everyone wants to know for sure what they know, and sometimes you wake up and realize it's not what you thought it was, and that goes with a lot of transitions in life. So I just, this Christmas Day, Christmas Eve, I'm very grateful for you guys doing this for those that don't have family, friends, people that they feel they can connect with. This is an amazing community with so many people that are going through so many different walks of life. And I just appreciate being part of it. So I took a few days to actually write a poem. That's the first poem I've ever written.
No
So,
way. Are you kidding me?
oh yeah, that's the first time I've ever written a poem.
Oh my
So,
gosh.
There were multiple
Look at
times
that.
as you were reading that I was in my head going, she understands the journey well. Like that's the thing that we've all experienced that I think you did a
Mhm.
beautiful job of putting words to. So thank you.
thank you. Thank you
Thank you for
guys.
sharing it and for joining us tonight so much. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Have a good night, guys.
Lots
Okay,
of
good
people,
night, Summer.
lots of folks were asking you to publish that somewhere so that they could read it
Oh,
again.
okay. It's
Okay.
gonna be a link.
I
That's
love
what
it.
There'll be a
everybody
link.
says, right? They're gonna put a link. They'll put the link.
Okay.
I know that always sounds like Greek to me. Everything they're
Yeah.
talking about links. I don't know,
But
but
thank you
thank you.
guys so much. And I'll put it out somewhere and you guys can share it for anybody that wants to read it again.
Love it.
That'd be
Thank you.
great. Thank
Okay,
you.
thanks guys. Happy holidays.
Merry
Merry
Christmas.
Christmas. Wow, like you said, you can tell from reading that poem or hearing Summer read it that that's from a person who's really been through the journey. That's how you know that Austin Fife didn't write that poem.
That's how you know.
Plus, it rhymes.
Oh my goodness. Austin Fife could not write a poem like that. That's for sure.
Oh my goodness. Yes.
Good one.
No one is safe, even on the Christmas Eve special.
Austin's watching right now, and he was like, touche. So you got him.
Thank you so much. Hey, we're down to there's two more people, and the last one's Santa Claus, I think. But we've got somebody here who's taking a break from. Oh, wait a second here. Let's see if this works. Okay.
Oops, sorry, I did that.
There he is.
Come, all is bright round yon virgin mother and child. Hello. How are you guys?
Did you have to leave the room? Did the spirit chase you
Yes,
out?
we are up at my mother's house for a big Christmas Eve thing, and I bugged out at 8 o'clock, but you guys apparently have been going a little bit long.
I thought everybody was singing for our audience. I thought, you would just hit the cue when we came on. It was going to be like something out of Good Morning America.
You timed it perfectly.
You could have finished the song and then just said, "Okay, goodbye, everybody," and that would we would have nailed it.
All right,
By the way,
let's
a bunch
finish
of
the song.
Satanists are watching you right now.
Oh, they're done. I'm sorry, I took you away from them.
Are you in the same building with the rabbi? Are you chasing the rabbi?
I am not chasing. I am not chasing the rabbi. No rabbis here.
His
Okay.
internet,
So
it's not him.
that's all right.
Well, it's so nice because you started singing, and I was going to sing something for you because everybody should know that Jim Bennett is a member of the Mormon Tabernacle Choir. Yes, we have a member of the Tabernacle, the choir at the Temple Square.
Tabernacle Choir at Temple Square is the official title, but I
Yes,
will
that's what
accept
it is.
Mormon Tabernacle Choir. So
Or the Lord God Omnipotent reigneth.
there you go. There you go.
The church still has Mormon Tabernacle Choir trademarked, by the way.
Well, I'm sure they do. I mean, I joined in 2019, and the letterhead that said I joined, that I was accepted, is Mormon Tabernacle Choir letterhead. So I'm sticking with that. I joined the Mormon
Wow.
Tabernacle Choir, and they changed the name on me.
You know something? We're very interested in hearing what you have to tell us, Jim, but I just want to let you know that the Marriott Center was
Yeah.
renamed actually just a couple days ago to the Radio Free Mormon and Marriott Center.
Nice. Well done.
I just wanted you to know that. The media hasn't covered that a lot yet.
Are you going to host the Radio Free Mormon and Marriott Center honors at some point?
Absolutely. I'm pirate broadcasting.
Very much looking forward to that. I think that will be delightful.
Thank you.
So
So what's going on, Jim? And thank you for taking this time with us.
Well, it's my pleasure. I'm sorry I missed last year. Our family was in Mexico, and I don't think I would have been able to bug out to do that. But I really enjoyed this the last time I did it, and I'm really excited to be invited back. So, now I'm familiar with StreamYard software. Can you show a video if I give you the link?
Yeah, can you put it in the private chat? Now, the only thing is, does it have music that's copyrighted?
No, it has music that I wrote.
Okay. If you own the rights to everything, we'll have no problem. So in the private chat there in StreamYard, we're on your phone, you should see a chat button.
Yeah, I see it. I'm putting it right there, and there you have it.
Great,
So,
great. Just a second.
Well, if we haven't lost the audience yet.
well, so just by way of introduction for this video,
yes,
this is the song I sang 2 years ago. It is a true story. It's the story of how a dirty diaper saved my house from burning down. And I have immortalized it in a song that I call The Miracle of the Christmas Poo. I have yet to hear from the South Park people who may think that they have a trademark on Christmas poo. They have Mr. Hanky the Christmas poo. There it is.
Okay.
So this year I have prepared artificial intelligence is wonderful, and this is a full-scale video in the style of the old stop-motion Rankin Bass Christmas specials.
As long as there's no depictions of Jesus in it, I think we'll be okay.
There's quite a bit of poo in it. So I don't know if that's a problem, but
as long as we can't see Jesus in it, we're okay.
It does not say Jesus at all.
Will you guys give me thumbs up that you can hear the sound when I start playing it, okay? And if not, then something up with that works.
It was on a Christmas night. The fireplace was warm and bright. There were no more songs to sing. It was time for burning things. So I burned up all the ribbons, and I burned the wrapping too. And I might have burned the house down if it hadn't been for the miracle of the Christmas poo. The kids had gone to bed in turn. I'd run out of things to burn. So I threw the ash away. It was time to hit the hay. So I dreamed of all my presents that were red and green and blue. But I never dreamed of dreaming I would owe my life to the miracle of the Christmas poo. Christmas poo. It was 3 a.m. on Boxing Day that the baby began to cry. Baby began to cry. Threw up the cover straight away, and I went to find out why. He had filled his diaper. He could have filled up too. His back and legs were covered in the miracle of the Christmas poo.
This is the only questionable moment.
There's Jesus.
It's the poo angel.
It took a while to get him clean, but I took care of everything. I took the diaper straight outside, and then my eyes flew open wide. The garbage can was burning. The house was burning too. I'd have never known it if it hadn't been for the miracle of the Christmas poo. I covered up the flames with snow and pondered on the things I know. I know that heaven's watching me. I think they laugh at what they see. They've gotten my attention. It was what they had to do. It was less than elegant. The miracle of the Christmas poo. Christmas poo. Christmas poo.
There you go.
Wow, that's really good. That's something. You might go places with that.
It's something, all right. That's a good word for it.
But it has a good message. It reminds me of the scripture in the New Testament when Jesus says, "Did I not choose 12 apostles, and one of them a dirty diaper, poopy head?"
Yes, correct.
I got to tell you, there was a 70 who in general conference told us his miracle story of the resurrection of the gnat.
Yes.
And, the miracle of the Christmas poo, for me anyway, tops that. So
Jesus of Nazareth, I believe.
Nazareth. No, I mean, so the story is that this was the Christmas of 2006, and my daughter was getting baptized the next day, and so my whole family came to my house, including my brother-in-law, who's an electrician, and he went out and looked at the garbage can, which had burned all the way to the base, and he said, "Okay, this had just started to light up the garbage can next to it." From the bottom, he says, you were about 5 to 10 minutes away from that just sort of bursting a flame spout onto the wooden eaves just above it. He says, your house would have gone up if you hadn't gotten out there within 5 minutes of when you did. So that's why it's like, okay, God sent his miracle in the form of fecal matter. Because the other thing that's cool about the story is that my son, who's he's now 20 years old, but my son, he had like slept through the night for months by this point, and this was the first time he'd had any kind of big dirty diaper that required us to get up, and so I just like to think of this as my own little personal miracle, but I just don't know that it's going to end up in any church magazines anytime soon.
Well, if you don't remain Mormon for the rest of your life, you'd be an ungrateful SOB, wouldn't you?
That's right.
In a way, you can see that the Spirit worked within him,
The Spirit did. His bowels were filled with compassion for all men. That is a direct
one of Elder
scriptural quote.
Suarez's favorite scriptures.
Is the very nice.
You know why that is, don't you?
I don't.
Well, every time he says it, he can't say bowels for whatever reason. He always says balls.
Bowels are filled with compassion.
Balls are filled with compassion.
Oh, that's exactly right.
That's not his accent at all, but that's what he says. Believe me.
They're very good.
Stop now, Jim. You're ruining the song.
Oh, sorry about that. Sorry, Bald Eagle.
It was great.
Well, I appreciate it. I appreciate the opportunity to come on. And I hope you guys have a wonderful Christmas, and I hope your listeners do as well. Your viewers do as well.
Thank you so much for joining us. And if you hurry back, you'll probably get there in time for the final chorus.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, take it easy.
All right. Merry Christmas, everybody.
Bye.
Thanks. Merry Christmas, Jim. That's a heck of a song, isn't it? I think it was better with the animation.
I loved it. I hope that he sells a number of CDs. I hope it competes with the Tabernacle on Temple Square.
I hope he sells seashells.
By the
And
sea.
now, for our final guest tonight. For our final guest tonight, everybody, we saved the best for the last to make the last most best. It's Randy Bell. Randy, how are you doing? How's the weather?
Hey, Randy. Hey, Randy. Randy. Hey, Randy, I
We
can't
cannot hear you.
what you're saying.
You're not coming in very clearly, Randy.
Crap.
Randy has been sitting
Never
down
wanted
there
to
for the
be like
entire
RFM and
night.
mute myself. Huh?
I was
Hi.
just letting everybody know that you have been hanging in here for the entire night.
Well, I'm very entertained. I gotta say, Summer, you followed John Lundwall and Tom Murphy. I have to follow that. So,
You have
I'm
to follow the
lost.
Christmas poo.
Yeah. So I'm just kind of scratching my head, saying, "What do I say?"
God works in mysterious ways, Dr. Bell.
And they just got more mysterious. Yeah. So, hey, Merry Christmas, and thanks for having me on. And as the token Christian, I guess, to wrap
No, we
things
had
up.
Joe Charnes on earlier.
Oh, okay, great. I got to say, though, kind of pivoting to a different theme, that Lila's presentation, her words really hit me really deeply, because a year ago, about this month, a year ago, I got released out of after a month in the hospital with open heart surgery. And but what a lot of people don't know, and if they even know that, is that I had open heart surgery. It wasn't my first open heart surgery. I had open heart surgery as a kid. So she talked about her granddaughter Lucy. That really hit, because I don't have to imagine that. I lived that, and I thought I was over it. And here you go. So it's been it's been a year of miraculous recovery and rebuilding. And I've kind of celebrated by doing 2 trips. Martine Smith gave me a call, and she and her husband invited or told me about a trip to Greece with Bart Ehrman. And I'm a big Bart Ehrman fan. In fact, I look to you, RFM. Whenever I have a question on Christianity, I call 2 people, RFM and Bart Ehrman. and even though Bart's an atheist, I know I'm going to get the straight scoop from him. And after being duped for 50 plus years of my life, that's how I roll. I want factual evidence, the best, at least that's available. And then I did another trip with Sam Young, and I've got something to say about him in a moment. But I wanted to kind of share a brief message about something we can all agree on. And this thought, actually, I don't know if you recall, RFM, this came from you, because I had some questions about universalism and so forth, and you referred me to Matthew 25. And I think that whether you believe in Jesus or more metaphorically or not at all, I think we can all agree that when we find somebody who's hungry and get them something to eat, or thirsty and getting something to drink, naked and clothes me, in prison. I did some volunteer work, and the best volunteers were atheists. I learned so much from them, because they just had that down, and frankly I didn't, and I learned from them. And I was in the hospital, and you visited me, and here's where I gotta share something about Sam, and I hope I can do this. But I'd been in for a couple weeks. I wasn't stable enough for them to even do surgery. And I kept passing out. My daughter was crying, saying, "Dad, you just keep passing out mid-sentence." And she had left, and I was all by myself in my little room there. And I was just sitting there kind of thinking, I'm running out of mojo, but we'll see what happens. And I heard this voice in the hallway of some guy giving the nurses a hard time. And I thought, you know what? I know that voice. And I couldn't believe it. Sam Young walked in, and I said, "What are you doing here? Are you here to visit your daughter?" Because his daughter used to live close by, and he would come in town once in a while and visit her. And he goes, oh no, she moved to Denver. And it dawned on me that this is tough. He showed up for me. He flew from Houston to Southern California, and I went out of my way not to even tell anybody about the surgery because I didn't know what was going on, and I just didn't want. I just had enough to worry about. So I was shocked that he even knew about it. I was shocked that he was there, and I was never suicidal, but I was running out of steam. I really was. And I'll tell you, I don't know if Sam saved my life or not, but I got to tell you, he gave me a shot of attitude that, hey, I'm going to keep pressing forward. And so that advice to visit those in the hospital just really came alive for me. And you know, I was a stranger and you visited me, and I'm so excited about this cruise coming up. I mean, congratulations, you guys, 100 cabins. That's epic. You know, I remember when we were talking, 25 that got blown out of the water. And also they'll be abused, and you brought sanity to the neglected. And Bill and RFM, I got to just give you huge kudos, because I don't know how many hundreds of thousands, probably millions of people that you, Bill and RFM and John DeLynn and Rebecca and Landon and others have helped restore some sanity after the real shit show we went through. Because I don't know about you guys, but for me, when I was in my 50s and my whole worldview blew up, that was an insane moment. And so thank you for restoring some sanity by really helping us, understand this stuff. After Mormonism blew up for me, I spent 3 years as a solid, hardcore agnostic. I admitted to myself I didn't know jack. And my deconstruction came in a single day when I came across the gospel topic essays accidentally. So it was very abrupt and very sudden. And you guys have been just an invaluable resource in that reconstruction. So, so I just want to propose a toast. Jesus always brought wine to the party, and so do I. And if you've got a glass, or if you don't, I just want to toast to 3 things. One is that I think we can all agree on here we go, RFM. Nice job.
Jesus brought wine, RFM brings brandy.
Okay. Well, I went with Jesus on this one, but maybe brandy next time.
She's a
3
fine
things
girl.
I think we can all agree on. Wherever we have landed, and I have a personal affinity for agnostics because I still don't have the answers I'm searching for. That's for sure. But number 1 is that we can agree that we need to continue turning on the lights on hypocritical church leaders. That is so important, because the more the lights are turned on, the more those cockroaches run, the more ridiculous they look in not defending these bold claims that they make. You guys are masters of that, and my hat's off to you for that. And Colby Reddish is just a brilliant mind out there that we're so fortunate to have. Number 2 is that we keep turning on the lights on child abusers. I haven't, I guess one good fortune in my life, I haven't been through that, but I know plenty of people that have, and just how devastating that is. And I think Rebecca and Landon have done a brilliant job of, particularly lately, of turning on the lights with that. And I think we can all, support that and get behind that. And the third thing is real simple. And this, find somebody who's going through something more difficult than we are, and do something nice for them. I was up in Hollywood recently, and I went into 7-Eleven after seeing a show. And there was a guy out there cold. He didn't ask for anything, but I went up to him and I said, hey, what can I get you? And he goes, hey, can I just get a beer? And the old judgmental, the neurology of Mormonism wires pretty hard. And but I had a little flash of that, and I thought, you know what, you can have a whole 6-pack of beer. So I went in, set the guy up, excuse me, But if we can do something nice to relieve a little bit of suffering, I think that's something we can take through 2026. So Jesus reminds us to bring the wine to the party and take naps on boats. And happy birthday, Jesus, and everybody here.
Thank you, Randy.
Here.
Cheers, cheers. Everybody, salute. Bill, can you respond to that? I'm not good at taking compliments.
I'll just say this. I've known you, Randy, for a few years, and you go out of your way to be my friend. And I want to say thank you and appreciate you. And I'm glad you're still here.
Thanks.
You mean a lot to me.
Thank you. See you too, Bill, really.
That is so nice. And this Sam Young guy you're talking about, he sounds like a swell guy.
A cool guy, huh? Can you believe they excommunicated him?
Yeah.
Can you imagine?
All he did was say, hey, guys, we could do a better job protecting kids. How about I wash people's feet so that you guys will put 2 adults in the room? And they said, no soup for you.
You are out of here, pal.
Unbelievable.
Sand. You and protecting kids. Get out of here.
And I got something I got to say about Sam. You know, I was with him for almost 3 weeks traveling, and I think we're going to be bringing him out of retirement soon. I think he's going to come back on to the stage. So I'm really thrilled about that.
Yeah,
that'll be wonderful to see him, because I know that a lot of people have wanted to see him and know how he's doing and what he's up to.
Yeah. Yeah.
Thanks so much for that story, and thanks for hanging in there. I got to talk to you after the show.
Hey, my line's always open. I love you guys. I love what you're doing. I just, I was in Athens with Bart Ehrman the last night. It was just him and me over dinner. And I said, Bart, I know you hear a lot of accolades. I'm going to pay the same accolade to you guys. And I said, I think it's going to piss you off though. And he looked at me and kind of says, what do you mean? I said, you're doing, and he's an atheist, of course. And I love the guy. I'm a big fan.
You're hate to sin.
You're doing God's work. And I share the same thing. Anytime you turn the lights on and do and tell the truth and alleviate suffering, which you're doing, I'm sorry, if there's a God, and I think that there probably is, that's God's work. So thank you for that.
Well, I think if there's a God, he looks a lot like Sam Young.
Yeah, I got backstage stories about Sam Young.
Yes, next thing we'll be seeing Sam Young traipsing around the Judean desert in a toga.
Sam is one of the most hilarious people on planet Earth. I can't wait for him to come out of retirement, and it will be soon, I think.
We want to book him first.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay. Not that that's important to us or that we're competitive or anything. Well, thank you so much, Randy. What a great story to finish tonight's show. I mean, I think that really is the heart of Christmas.
Yeah, thank you. And Merry Christmas, you guys. And from the bottom of my heart, which is still beating.
Merry Christmas, Dr. Bell.
Thank you. Good night.
Take it easy.
Good night.
Bye-bye.
Well, there it is.
Yeah.
Another Christmas Eve special in the bag.
Let me say a thing. You came to me 3 years ago and you said, Bill, I've got this idea. And I know at the beginning of the show, I don't know if you were planning on saying something, but you had mentioned telling people sort of why this idea resonated with you.
We've kind of gone long, and I was hoping everybody had forgotten that so we could dispense with it.
Okay. Well, I'll just let it go. But I will say this. You came to me 3 years ago and you said, Bill, I've got an idea. I know there's a lot of people out there who, for whatever reason, they need something on Christmas Eve and during the Christmas season to just know that someone's thinking about them and they're not on their own. And not only do you provide that thing for those people, but there are a lot of people who have things to do on Christmas Eve who say, no, I think I'd rather hang out with this group and hear the things that these folks have to say and the experiences they've had and the thoughts they want to share. And here we are, year 3. You've put together an incredible event now that shows up every year. And just kudos to you. I know your sense of humor, you rib me or others, whoever, and but really deep down, you're a very compassionate person. You're one who's always checking in on people. You're always thinking about the person who may be without. And I just want to say thank you for who you are, and for 3 years ago, in an effort to reach out to those who may need something like this, to put this thing together. And I'm really proud of you.
Well, thank you. Okay, I'll tell you in less than 60 seconds. Okay, it's very simple. It was about 12 years ago. It was a Christmas Eve. I am married at the time to my second wife. There are kids at home. There are kids who are grown up, who are married, who are visiting. And I am working on Christmas Eve. And by the time I get home, it's dark. I can't remember all the details. There is a blessing to not being able to remember some things. So I got to tell you. But what I do remember is that nobody was there. They had been out doing other stuff, whatever it was, in a town 30 miles away. And they weren't home by the time I got home. And I don't think that that was a surprise to me. What was kind of a surprise to me is that I'm home alone. Christmas Eve has fallen. It's the most special time of the year. At least it always has been to me. And here I am alone at home as the minutes turn into 10 minutes, 20, half an hour, an hour. And now we're working on 2 hours, and now we get to 2 hours, and I'm here all by myself on Christmas Eve. And this is out in the middle of nowhere, basically. So, and I guess what? Did I not have I don't think I had a cell phone. So maybe it was a little bit longer ago. But I remember the feeling of being very lonely. And I haven't actually lost anybody, you know. They're just out doing stuff. There's no really bad ending to this, like a horrible ending. They finally, you know, they made it home and we went on as normal. But during that time, I was very lonely. And I turned on the radio and I caught a transmission of a radio show that was coming out of Seattle. And it was a live radio show of It's a Wonderful Life. So I had some people there who were performing it somewhere in Seattle, I'm guessing. And they were transmitting it, and I was on the receiving end. And there was just something about the fact that I was listening to real people do real stuff on Christmas Eve and Christmas related that did not make it okay, but it made it a little bit better. And that's what I'm hoping to replicate with this show. And I just want to thank you, Bill, for you've been here every single year. Thank you for all of your work and all the stuff you do behind the scenes. And a lot of times people look at you and they see like you're looking at something else. Well, it's because you're looking at everything else and you're spinning plates over there, making it look easy. And you do that all the time. And I want to thank you for that and for your friendship as well, which means a great deal to me. And just want to express that to you too here on Christmas Eve.
Merry Christmas, Radio Free Mormon.
Thank you. Merry Christmas, and Merry Christmas to all of you too. Hopefully you'll join us on Friday, Mormonism After Dark, and we'll hopefully share some funny stories about what happened on Christmas past at that time. But for now, happy Christmas Eve and Merry Christmas, everyone. Good night.